All right. I'm Clint, and this is session 7 of the trial arc, Down into the Dark, Part 2. Go around and introduce yourselves.
I'm Austin. I'm playing Bor. He is a blood mage.
I'm John. I'm playing Steve, and he is a Kalash gunslinger.
I'm Kevin. I'm playing Bach, the Goblin Shadow Mage.
Mike playing Nana, the Giant Brawler.
I'm Matt playing Malfurion, Human Druid.
All right. So last time you accompanied Benjamin Mason of the law firm of Mason, Matlock, and Shore down into the Wheelbarrow Mine, which closed about 50 years ago under mysterious circumstances that everyone was told it ran out of silver. He said a bunch of stuff about like the defenses of some place in the bottom of the mine, waking up and causing destruction and wanting to go back in and shut it down. You guys were sort of his armed guards. You went down. You fought found a silvery metal fortress kind of built into the underground that kind of responded a little bit to the clash among your party. You found a magical nuclear reactor. He did some words of power in the reactor chamber and wrote them on the walls, and he kind of established that this place could potentially have enough magical power to destroy something like an Anchor of Chirazov, or perhaps even the depthless decanter of Old Night itself, or at least obscure like the magical signature of those type of items behind like the defenses of this place and the magical energy emanating from this room. He also set it up so you guys can kind of come and go as you please from this particular place without like having to fight an army of constructs every time. Because the constructs were adaptive and they got stronger the more you fought them. Although I think you only fought them like once or twice, if that. Might have been, yeah, it was just once. You guys were pretty crafty about getting through all the things that triggered them.
We're super good.
I just
We're
realized
definitely not lucky at all.
Luck had nothing to do with it.
I just don't put my finger in that hole anymore.
So, it is still the 5th of 7th month. It's about 1 in the afternoon. I read all that, while you were in this fortress installation, building, whatever you want to call it, you found a 30-foot tall, 20-foot wide hallway arch thingy of black stone that had been sealed by like chunks of wolf iron that had been busted. Like it was an arch of black stone, and then someone had like capped it with a plug of like wolf iron, which is known to be a very dense and tough metal that's hard to destroy. But it had been shattered and ruined and blown outwards into the room you found it in. Nana cleared enough of the debris to allow himself and the rest of you to pass through into the Blackstone hallway. You guys walked for about an hour through lightless Blackstone hallway. The hallway eventually opened up to where you are now. And this is kind of, I think I read all this last time, but just as a refresher, because it's been, 2 months? The hallway eventually opened up to where you are now. You find yourselves in a huge cavern, large enough that you can't like see the ceiling, but you stand on a black stone walkway along the side of this cavern. It's about 20 feet wide, and the edge is like a black stone railing or like parapet or whatever you want to call it. Something that comes up to about chest height on Nana, who is, as a refresher, 10 feet tall. Looking out over the railing, you see a city below you. The buildings are huge. Definitely, it's clearly something built by giants, or at least for giants to live and move around in. Nana is young. He's only 10 feet tall. Most adult giants are about 20, 25 feet tall. The city is split into 2 halves by a slow-moving river of lava flowing between the sides. And you can see like black stone bridges crisscrossing the river in multiple locations. The only light you can see illuminating the city is the lurid, fiery glow of the lava itself. To your right, as you're facing the city to your right, the walkway kind of continues along the wall of the cavern and like descends as kind of a circular staircase almost. Again, built for 20-foot tall giants. And it goes all the way down about 100 feet till it reaches the city below. And as a refresher, clinging to the rock face, kind of to your, not left, right. To your right is a skeletal, huge hand. The tips of its fingers dug into the rock. It looks like a humongous humanoid right hand, roughly 20 feet long from the tips of the fingers to like where the bone stops.
So way bigger than a giant.
Way bigger than a giant.
Okay.
It's all skeletal and black, but it looks like something is still holding the bones together, like maybe some cartilage or some tendon material still in between like the fragments of the bones to like still bind it all together. It's built to human proportions. It's just huge and 20 feet long. And it looks like there's a break like along the radius and ulna where like something broke them and then it was somehow in the side of the cavern. I don't know.
I think I fought this Dark Souls boss.
Dark Souls. Sorry, 1 second.
I forgot to get her made, so perfect.
No, we're busy. Still have to.
Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. Didn't want Discord.
Thank you.
Hooky dokey. So, the air here is hot and dry, but you're not melting or burning. The average, like the middle range temperature of lava is like 2,000 degrees. But you're like, so there's heat and warmth in this chamber, this cavern. But you're not melting or burning. You can still breathe without your lungs like getting scorched or anything. The air is probably a little sulfury smelling because it is like active lava and you are deep underground, but you're not being poisoned. So there's only 2 directions: down into the city or back and out of here.
Is that other guy that?
Mason set up his words of power in the magical reactor chamber and kind of was like, all right,
Okay.
bye.
I thought that's what he did say bye. I just couldn't remember. I couldn't remember.
So I assume you guys are gonna head down to the city to see what you can see.
Yeah.
Is that fair? All right. So you follow the walkway and the steps heading downwards. Do you stop to examine the giant hand and forearm, or you just kind of ignore that and not worry about any implications?
I mean, I'll check it out if I can and see if there's any like life.
Okay.
attached.
The light high up here isn't great, but Mason did cast like a dark vision type spell on you guys, so you can see like the bones are black, and there are still pieces of tendon and cartilage still attached. There's like a covering on some of the bone that's withered and dangly that might have been skin at one point. Do you reach out to touch? Do you like do magic to analyze or anything?
Yeah,
like
I was
that?
trying to look for like life essence with my blood magic.
Okay, it's not alive.
Okay.
But as you're kind of getting close to it, like casting your spell, you suspect that the bones are scorched. They're not black naturally. Like there are white spots and gray spots, so it looks like it's ash or scorch marks on the bone. They're not black naturally.
Okay.
Is it? Well, apologies if you said this already, but it's like, is it decayed or like fresh? Like,
You would either need to use magic or like a medicine check to kind of like decide what like the cause of its appearance would be. So that's kind of up to you guys.
I can help you with it. If you
yeah. I don't know if my magic's the.
Your magic would not be able to
Yeah.
do divination on this, but his would.
So you can help him.
Bach asks, yeah. If you could, I don't know. How long has this been here? Is this like.
Go ahead and make a
Does it by taste?
life essence.
Okay.
Bit nutty.
Six.
6. Okay. Cause of death would be impossible to determine, but like it's the skin that is on it is withered and mummified and desiccated, that kind of thing from the heat, but the scorch marks are on the bone itself. You don't know how it got up here, but you suspect that it was probably killed by fire. Your magic is able to tell you that much. Like whatever killed it was this creature, whatever it was probably fire related. Like it was probably burned.
I'll just relay it.
All right.
I look at the lava. No shit.
It's right there, guys.
As far as how long it's been here, everything here is covered with a thick layer of dust. Like you can smell like the dust burning in the air from the heat, but like everything is covered in a very thick layer of dust,
So, like, nobody's been there.
including this skeletal arm.
So nobody's been moving around lately.
Nobody's been moving around here.
What threw me off was like the sinews and stuff like still attached.
Yeah.
Like, you know. Okay.
His hand
Alright.
comes out and chokes you.
You more than choke me. It's huge. And I'm a goblin.
It
I
would
call
just
him George.
Is there anything below the hand?
no, it just like cuts.
I don't
off,
mean.
like,
I mean like the whole thing, like farther down the rock wall.
oh, like the rest of the skeleton.
Yeah.
No, you don't see anything like that.
No, like-
obviously.
No dug-in markings anywhere where another hand might have been.
No.
Like it's straight down like the lava. Like
There's not lava right below it. There's
Okay.
city right
Stairs.
below it.
Okay,
But there's no like. You don't see like some like climbing spots.
It's next to the stairs, though, as we walk
but
around.
it's
Yeah.
important because there's nothing below it either. So.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, unless you guys want to do anything else with the bones,
He's a large.
Oh no,
you,
Nana's
you
off.
want to try and animate them, bring them back from the dead.
I don't want to do it. Like I said, I fought that Dark Souls boss.
Okay. Okay. You guys proceed down the large steps. It's unclear how there's no these steps are the circular I guess squared off steps. They're just like against the side of the cavern. Like there's no like support beams or anything like that. It like maybe they're sunk. Maybe their stuff's like sunk into the rock face, but like they're just like butted right up against the rock and just descending.
No railing.
No, there is a
Oh.
railing that comes up to about chest height on Nana,
Okay.
but there's no like support beams or anything like below them.
Okay.
Floating stairs.
Yes, and you do know from like common knowledge that Blackstone is quite heavy and immune to magic. I basically just said that. After about 100 feet of descent, you find you guys at the bottom of the cavern with the city kind of before you. The stairway kind of appears to drop you off at like a main thoroughfare. Like you're at the base of the stairs, and there's like a main thoroughfare, like very wide, cutting through the city.
Main Street.
Main Street, sure. The floor or road or whatever you want to call it, it appears to be big slabs of like 10 foot by 10 foot black stone. They're not carved with anything. There's no mortar between them, but they are perfectly organized. Like there's no like shifting. Like it's not like concrete where like after time it cracks in the middle or like pops out of where it was centered. Like this is all perfectly flat, almost like it was perfectly leveled and machined and put in perfectly. But there's no mortar or anything. Set on top of the slabs of the street, kind of before you, maybe like 10 or 20 feet down this main thoroughfare, are two large barricades of black stone. Very tall, like something that maybe a 20-foot tall creature could use as chest-high cover if it were in a shooter. They're just two big barricades of black stone. They look like they're movable, not by you guys, they're too heavy, but like they're not like anchored to anything, they're just kind of set on the tiles. In front of one, sort of fallen back over it, or fallen, how would that look? The barricades are kind of angled and kind of like a pyramid facing towards the, we'll call it north end of the city, and the corpse is kind of fallen over the barricade. It is a 20-foot tall giant armored in what looks like a full suit of blackstone chainmail. And as you kind of look at it and maybe approach cautiously, you can see that its exposed skin is like withered, dried, desiccated from the heat. On the ground beside it, its limp, gauntleted hand, is a massive double-bitted axe of solid blackstone. The haft is almost as long as Nana is tall.
Say hello to my little friend.
And flanking this roadway are you don't know what they are, but like they look like blackstone buildings. There's no like signs or anything for you to immediately say what anything is.
Does Bach's skill set include something like Speak with Dead?
Yes. So that would effectively be using shadow magic instead of perception to speak to the dead is kind of how it would work. So you might be able to find things out. It might be difficult because he is a giant and they are innately resistant to magic,
Understandable.
but you could try it.
I kind of asked these guys like, so we don't know what we're doing. I could try to ask this, and I asked the entire group, but I kind of more directly asked Nana because I don't want to
Desecrate.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what do you guys think?
If you think you can do it, like
If we
I
can
don't know that I
understand
can
them,
do it, but I mean I can try.
He can,
It's
if we
like
can
I said, the
understand
magic
them, 'cause
resistance.
I don't speak giant. I'm
So
assuming he's-
you guys are standing on top of Blackstone. You are in a chamber that is
There's
partially
resist magic.
Blackstone, and you're trying to do something to something that is encased in Blackstone. So you'll take a burden 4 to your shadow magic.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna try it then.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this would be souls stuff.
Oh, the worst skill I have. Okay, and then would I
gonna say.
still use presence?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like presents.
Yeah, you would use what's your magic skill is intuition, right?
I can never remember.
It's intuition. Yeah, because that is currently what we're thinking willpower is.
All right, and then so it'd be that -4. Oh yeah, we got this, guys.
Roll 4 ones, then gets back up. Now we gotta
I
fight
rolled a
it.
1 and 2 6s. So
Okay.
We'll crit those. Let's see what happens. A 3.
3. Okay. Make sure we load the hero pool with a die.
I re-rolled them.
Well, it starts with 1 in it.
Oh yeah, it's got
Yeah.
one.
Oh, it's got one. Okay.
yeah, it's
Alright.
in the far corner.
Okay.
So just 3.
So you call on the Shadowlands and marshal your magic and feel the chill of the Shadowlands enter your body, and you instantly feel like the magic like leeching away from all the Blackstone. The corpse makes a noise like, but that's about it.
Nope, it's impossible, guys. It's not possible. No mortal could achieve this.
If you want to do like traditional perception investigation to kind of investigate the body or loot it, that's fine.
I'll say I was focusing on
Look
that.
at the
if anyone
size of
else
this
wants to.
coin.
Actually, if you do want to loot it, you do find that there are a handful of Gasboda marks, which is the common currency of Thukas. They're just normal sized coins.
Oh, all right, I'll loot it.
Easily misplaced.
I am. That's. I got 7 for resources. I'm looting that son of a bitch.
Well, I knew as soon as you said loot, like, I'm wearing these guys.
Hey, they're right.
Here comes Steve.
I turned into a little gremlin when I, or a little goblin.
If you are you looting it or not?
Yeah, I'll loot it. I
Okay.
need to roll.
So no roll. If you're just like rifling through pockets, it's got like a belt pouch, but it's not like got a backpack or like secrets on it or anything. You find a giant-sized dagger, which is about 2 feet long, which could work as a short sword for you. It would have the masterwork, supernatural immunity, and unbreakable qualities or traits. If you want to add that to your character sheet, you can. If you don't, we can add it later. It uses thrust. It's very heavy.
My
Two-handed
special
probably.
skill.
It's just one-handed.
Well, two-handed for me.
It would be two-handed for Bach.
Oh, okay.
But you're like 7 feet tall, so a 2-foot sword is good for like
Okay.
one-handed use. It's got the masterwork, supernatural immunity, and unbreakable traits, and it uses thrust as its main skill.
And that's like a +1.
It has the masterwork quality gives a +1 to your dice pool,
Okay.
so you would add an extra die. Supernatural immunity means like it's completely immune to magic. So like if Boar or Bach use like a magical shield, it completely ignores any bonus from that. That's kind of how that works. And unbreakable means it's unbreakable.
Yeah.
Could you go deeper on that? could you explain that deeper?
Yes, I could if you
Can I
want.
use it for blocking of spells on me? Or
You actually that supernatural immunity trait allows you to parry spells with it, rather than just dodge them.
oh, I guess.
So you could theoretically parry.
Hey, look, you have a counter to parry this.
parry.
It's like, okay.
So you say.
In your rifling through the belongings, it's unclear what killed the giant. It's been laying here a while.
So it's mummified, basically.
It's been mummified. It's covered in dust. The Blackstone chainmail is completely unharmed, which makes sense because Blackstone is unbreakable. Shifting the armor around a bit, if you were feeling frisky, you don't see anything but withered, dried out flesh. There aren't any huge gaping wounds. There's no huge blood stains on the armor or anything like that. It's just matte Blackstone chainmail.
What kind of armor is it? Like,
Just it would be heavy armor.
I mean, like, is it like a full plate.
Full chainmail suit.
Full chainmail suit.
Yes. For the sake of directional clarity, I'm just going to say you guys are at the south end of the city, and the main thoroughfare, like I said, heads directly north. The River of Lava is to your left on the west, and you can see Blackstones that are the wall of the cavern is on the east. I don't have a map of the city because it's too big. Even though it's only a couple miles wide and long, it's still a lot to map, so you got no map. At a glance around you, the buildings are large and made of large bricks of blackstone. There are windows and doors of blackstone. Most windows seem to be fitted with glass panes or had glass panes at one point. The architecture of the buildings is somewhat artistic. Everything is somehow etched and sculpted with like figures and artistic touches. A lot of the buildings have their corners made to show like muscular figures, very much resembling Nana, like kind of like holding up in that Atlas pose, like holding up the roof of the building. There's lots of imagery of fire carved into the buildings, as well as like turtle-like imagery. There's some debris scattered about, not like cave-ins or anything like that, but just like fallen rocks or stalactites from the ceiling of the cavern. You can also, looking down the main thoroughfare, you can see more like every, I don't know how many feet, but like every 50 feet or so or something like that. There's more barricades, more fallen giants, that kind of thing.
So somewhat down the aisle, basically.
A quick inspection of the buildings in this area shows that you're kind of in a residential type area. Like there's hand pumps for wells down some of the side streets. In the buildings you find giant-sized beds and clothing, decks of giant playing cards, and like various signs of life.
Goldfish.
Yes. You don't find anything Nana's size. Nana isn't a baby, but his size indicates that he is a young giant. And what you've looked through in the buildings nearby, like everything is like 15 to 25 feet, like size for creatures of that size. So this was a place of adult giants, not any children or young adult giants.
I do have a question. If this stuff is supposed to be unbreakable, how do you form it to what you want?
That's what I was wondering.
That's a good question. That's a very good question.
Can you use your sword and see if you can scuff up the other Blackstone?
Do you want to?
Heat.
Sure.
All right, you take out the big Blackstone short sword. And it grind you like it's just stone on stone, like neither the weapon nor the like side of the building show a mark. And to be clear, this Blackstone short sword, it has a sharp point and it has a very sharp edge. Maybe obsidian, like if you napped it properly, would be sharper, but this is a very sharp edge on this weapon. It was, however it was made, it was expertly made into a weapon.
Oh, you're banging it on the ground.
You can occasionally hear some like hissing and burbling of lava to your left, but that's about it. You guys are kicking up dust when you move down the street. The air smells kind of just like burning dust and sulfury
So
lava.
we're the only ones making footprints right now.
Yeah, like there aren't any fresh footprints down here. So, we have a small giant city here for you guys to explore, and we've established that I'm lazy and have no interest in creating a map. So I have created several points of interest in the city for you to discover, as well as some threats. If you want to take a full week down here, including time spent eating and sleeping and that kind of thing, you can fully explore the city, and we'll just go down the list of things there are to deal with and find. The other option is to explore the city with reason, perception, investigation checks, or sixth sense, to kind of search the city in a more methodical fashion to see if you find anything interesting. This represents methodical searching and sometimes getting lucky finding something. If you do the check route, each check takes an hour minimum.
Is there like, so right now we're in the residential, but is
Yep.
there like stores or like the
Probably. Yeah, you find like something that looks like a corner shop with like a corner general store. You find like giant pencils and pads of paper and you know, toiletries and that kind of thing.
You know, because I feel kind of weird if Nana is a giant. Like, let's go rifle through shit. It's like.
You know, Gary.
How do you feel about
He barely
Bach
understands that he is a giant.
using his agility and his magic to climb maybe like the closest high point, I'd say.
Mhm.
Use agility and sixth sense to see if I can find a point of interest.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
And I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like Maybe like the check route might be a little bit better.
Yeah,
I'll make it
speaking GM to players, I would not advise just spending a week down here.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
I feel like, well, not on a time crunch. I don't feel like we're like, yeah, let's just stay down here.
That's what I was like, maybe we should just do the checks and see what happens.
Yeah. I guess I'll loot all the dead bodies as I walk by. That's kidding. I mean, it is my
You wanna-
thing, man.
If you wanna,
I'll put 2 in here.
Just,
and then
um,
re-roll 2.
I mean, I'm doing it.
there
I
are
should say I'm doing it like tastefully. I'm not,
tastefully.
I'm not like pushing. I'm not pushing
So-
their bodies off like the.
You have as many Blackstone short swords as you can carry, matching the stats of that one, and increase your resources by 1 for like all the coinage you find.
I'm over here going. I can't move.
I got a 7 for 6 cents.
7? Okay. Let's see.
It's gonna be super.
Jobby, roll a d6, and Mike, roll a d6.
6.
3.
3 and 6.
Does that count as putting 1 in the hole?
What's that?
Does that count as putting
Absolutely, of
1 in the
course.
hole?
Of
Yeah.
course. You got a 7?
Good job, Noah.
Who's got 7? No,
You rolled a 7?
7, yes.
7, okay. So you get a high point. You get to a high point. You see a large, wide open area on the west side of the lava. The ground is blackstone tiles laid over rock, as is normal, but it looks like it's like a workshop of some kind. There are huge vats set into the ground. It's right next to a bridge, and it would be pretty easy to get to it. But it does. It's not like just a standard building. It's kind of a more open area.
Okay, I kind of relay that. I don't know. It seems like something to go check out. Maybe it caught my interest at least. Seems different enough to something stands out there to me.
Okay.
I'm not sure why, but it does.
Okay. You head over there. It doesn't take very long. Like it's just a couple miles across this
Yeah, all
entire
right.
city.
I go for sure. Do you
Yeah.
guys follow?
Yeah.
So the ground is still blackstone tiles laid over rock, or at least what you assume is rock. The edges are still perfectly flush with each other, no mortar between them. In this area, it's like 25 blackstone vats built into the ground in rows of like 5. Each vat is almost as big as a giant, as tall. They're about 12 feet in diameter. They're only about... Well, that doesn't make sense. Okay. Scattered between the pits on the blackstone tiles that you're walking on are giant-sized tables, like big tables with various metal needles, knives, rubber implements, as well. It looks like giant-sized blackstone ladles and buckets.
So it must be the forger. Forge.
Anyone who wants to could make a medicine, first aid, or surgery check to see if they recognize the metal needles and tubing and stuff.
I'll attempt.
Is that health?
That's not me.
Is that health and?
That would
Health,
be
medicine?
reason, medicine, first aid, or surgery.
Oh, I got. I'll roll for 2.
Or you could use magic to identify them.
Okay, I would like to do that.
Okay.
What kind of magic would that be?
That would be order, I think. I think divination type stuff would fall under
I
order.
got a 1.
You got a 1? Okay.
I got a 2.
You think that those needles would be a good way to get high with heroin.
Damn. Okay.
They're giant-sized hollow needles.
Make a bomb.
I got 9.
Got 9? Okay. So your magic is able to tell you, like, this is transfusion supplies.
Oh.
This is like blood transfusion stuff.
Okay.
Hell, maybe you know this just from being a blood mage, but like the needles are huge and hollow. Like this would be for like giants, like giving blood or like doing something with their blood. As Boar is using his magic to identify that this is all like transfusion stuff, you can see that most of the vats are empty, but some have like a crusty white residue along on the sides or on the bottom of the pit. And 3 of the vats have crusty, dried, yellowish, grainy substance.
Would that be the giant's blood?
No. What color
That's been
is
dried.
your blood?
What color is Nana's blood?
White.
Oh.
Is
So-
it white?
You would know that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. It's important what color. It's important to me what color giant blood is. I think giant blood is. I think it would just be red because they use. Okay, yeah, it's giant blood is red.
Okay.
So
Can I
white,
identify
yellow.
what that substance
Yeah.
is?
It's heroin.
Terrible. Yeah. There's
You were
crusty,
right.
there's crusty white residue and yellowish grainy
I'll do the
substance.
white first and
Okay.
then go from there.
You want to use magic to try and identify it?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
assume.
Same thing. Order for divination. Actually, you could use health or life essence rather than order for these if you wanted.
Okay.
Somebody's got their drop-ins today.
I know.
It wouldn't be Austin if he didn't.
Eight. The crusty white residue is partially giant blood, but that's not all that's in there. And the crusty dried yellowish substance is animal glue.
Animal glue?
Yeah.
It almost feels like they're trying to make something here.
Maybe like first
I
aid
wonder.
kits.
Well, because like giant blood, would that have the same property as like giants as far as like non-magical stuff?
I think that's an assumption you could make.
Is that like partially what maybe makes Blackstone?
Could be.
Yeah. I guess I'll let you guys know. Like I don't know what it's for, but it's what it is.
Being a druid, would I know what makes Blackstone?
No, I don't think you would. Blackstone is something the elementals can.
Would Sparky know?
I don't think Sparky would know. I don't think Sparky would know.
Damn. Nana, do you know? I didn't think so, but I figured it was worth a shot.
Of course.
So this is kind of a lost art, right?
Yeah, no one knows how to make
Okay,
Blackstone.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Not even the current giants, right? All right.
Current giants on other. No one on Carthank, the continent you're on right now, knows how to make Blackstone. But there are other active giant populations that make Blackstone in fortresses and
God,
weapons
I
and
miss
stuff.
Carrick Monos.
Yes.
He was a giant.
Maybe he'll make a guest appearance today. We'll see. There's a mountain range named after him in Halarasha. So you're standing in this kind of lowered area, this like weird like transfusion station with these vats of glue and partially blood. Looking back across the river, you can see a spot where there's like it comes down to the shore and there's a big like corpse of some kind that looks very turtleish on the other side of the river. It's not like directly across from you, but now that you're kind of lowered and like on the banks of the river of lava, you can kind of see it. If that's another point of interest you want to go.
I see that.
Do you know what kind of animal that is?
You'd have to get closer to kind of investigate it. It looks very turtle-like, I'll say.
Is it like we have to cross the river again?
You just have to go back across the bridge and like it would take like another hour just like getting to here and investigating this space did, and you would have
We
to.
can do that. I
Okay.
Check it out.
Bor, roll a d6. Matt, roll a d6.
I almost feel like I need to roll another d6. Just to make it work.
And a 1.
6.
That's exactly what happened. This side of the room sucks.
One.
Can I change seats?
Okay. You guys are crossing this big Blackstone bridge, and this bridge actually does have like traditional sports. It looks more like almost a suspension bridge than it does like a traditional like medieval bridge of like stone. Like it's got a big arc above it and like pillars supporting it, supports under it. It looks kind of more modernized, I think we would call it, than like traditional medieval bridges. You're in the middle of this wide bridge. You're heading across to go investigate this turtleish corpse. A glow of bright light like shines in the north end of the city from where you guys are, and it starts to spread south throughout the city, almost like the sun rising, but the sun is too close, and it starts getting brighter and brighter until it's blindingly bright. But when the light finally reaches you guys, you can see it approaching, so like you can run from it if you want, but I don't know where you would run to escape it before it hits you.
Is it casting shadows?
There's plenty of buildings.
There's plenty of buildings, yes.
Yeah, but like it's casting shadows. It's that bright. I'm assuming, right?
It's bright enough that it is obliterating shadows as it stretches.
Fuck.
There are still shadows further in the city, but I think we've talked enough and waited long enough that
Okay.
now it's hit you guys.
Okay. All right. I was gonna try to shadow jump the group into behind a building or something, but all right.
I mean, what happens to Bach if he jumps between shadows and both shadows disappear?
Yeah, we won't find that out. So okay, what happens?
The light hits you guys, you've gone completely blind, and it feels like your skin is itching and burning. It's not hot, but like your skin, your armor, everything is kind of itching and burning and getting melty. So everyone make a health plus resist toughness check for me.
Is it magic?
No.
Are you
Yes.
Is
sure
it fire?
It is not fire.
Oh. Is it heat?
Health.
it's not willpower?
It's not willpower, and it's not heat.
I'm very glad it's not
Health and
power.
what? Health and what?
I wish it was.
It's health plus resist
0 or
toughness.
That's the difference for me. Oh, that's empty.
Yeah, that one's empty.
Oh, there it is.
6.
6,
2.
1.
3.
That'll be a 1.
3 hits and 2 sixes.
Reroll or
I think it was one of them.
I got 3.
3. 6, 3, 1, 3.
I'm still getting dice to roll.
Oh, good God.
I've got 15 dice to roll.
You pass.
You, Pat, don't bother. There's,
But the sixes!
then yeah,
Oh, all
just
right,
roll
there,
to
yeah,
see if you
yeah,
get
yeah.
any 6s. 3, 1, 3. You take 1, you take 1, and you take 3 acid damage off of your physical hit points. The light starts melting and burning and like
Did
corroding.
we heal from last session?
Yeah, you guys are on
Okay,
max hit points.
alright.
One
It's
six.
acid damage off of your PHP, so like this light is
said
somehow
that.
acid and corrosive.
How many you say after?
You take 1.
Okay, 1. Okay, sorry.
1 dice in there. And I rolled a 6.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
After a couple seconds, like the corrosive light just melts out of existence.
So you're like, what the fuck was that?
That's a good question. All right, so we're going to.
No, nobody know.
it's like their form of street cleaners. I don't know.
Street cleaners.
Is the dust still there?
Wouldn't it be a
Oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah, because that would work. That would corrode the dust as well. Shit. I guess there's no dust. I didn't think of that.
It's immaculate.
Everything's immaculate.
Right.
Okay, so there's only dust inside buildings. Everything
Well,
else is
if we-
immaculate and perfectly clean.
So next time we have to get in the buildings. Cause
And the rock face of the ceiling would be super. You can't see the ceiling, but it would be super smooth.
Okay.
Street cleaners. That's what we got here.
Giants, man. I tell you.
All right.
it's a sundown city. That's how you get
It,
in.
it doesn't
Make sure
take
you're in
super
right.
long, but you find this. You position yourselves and follow the bridge and like walk along the shore. You find a path that leaves the blackstone tiles, and just becomes bare stone descending down to the river of lava on the east side of the river now, and it forms a sort of beach along the lava. Along the stone, it's just rock. Along the stone walls that are now dust-free are hung huge satellite contraptions of heavy-duty leather and metalwork. The satellite things are huge, and you can see that they have like multiple saddle horns. Like this is something multiple people would sit on to mount a creature. There's also very long reins. In the center of the beach area is the fallen corpse of what you saw, but there's also a giant corpse here. It's heavily mummified from the heat. It has no sign of obvious injury, but it's also not wearing armor or carrying any weapons. He's wearing what look like leather hide pants and a vest. This corpse is next to the big turtle-like corpse you saw from across the river. It's maybe 50 feet long. It's mostly shell and plastron, which is like the underbelly of a turtle, if you don't know. It looks like a cross between a snapping turtle and an ankylosaurus, if you're familiar with that particular dinosaur. It's dried out and mummified, like the giant near its head. But you can see powerful clawed legs, short stubby tail, and a huge beaked mouth that looks like it could just crush just about anything.
Does that saddle look like it goes on?
Yeah, the saddle looks like it would, like
Mouse on the
the
turtle.
shell is kind of peaked and ridged, similar to a snapping turtle, and it looks like this big saddle would fit about there, and then it would be lashed around the underside of the creature and around its legs to stabilize it.
Lava turtle.
Lava turtle. I forgot their actual name. I can't think of what their actual name is.
We probably wouldn't know either.
No, you
So
wouldn't
it's
know.
all good.
All I know is that's a slow ass ride. We're gonna get there from between now and someday.
If I remember right, they're not actually that slow.
No, turtles are not slow in water.
Oh.
Tortoises are slow.
Yeah.
But most turtles have like webbed feet,
It's-
so they can. They also have really long claws.
Does this giant, does it seem like it'd be any easier to tell what killed this giant?
It doesn't have any obvious sign of injury that you can see.
What the fuck?
It's not wearing Blackstone though, so it might be easier to get it to talk if its spirit is still in residence or available in the Shadowlands.
Alright, I'll try it again.
What was the penalty I gave you last time? I think it was
It was
4.
4.
We'll drop it to 2.
2, 1.
Can I assist him in any way?
No, because your magic doesn't deal with souls.
You
I
have
barely
no
got
soul.
it either.
You got this.
The one thing I didn't spec into. Drop the die. Jeez, Austin.
Contagious.
6. I'm using it.
You have the dice pool as well.
Yeah, there's a few in there.
I'll use a couple. Alright, 5.
5.
Yes. If it's not, it's not.
I think it would be the same type of reaction of like they're stirring, like an exhalation, like, but nothing.
I'm telling you, it's impossible. It's giants. We know Nana isn't easily swayed by my magic either.
All right. So do you want to do another exploration check?
Would any of the druidic stuff be able to talk to dead creatures or anything?
No. I don't think they're the elementals don't deal with like the Shadowlands. That's the one way that shadow magic is truly unique, is that it can deal with spirits.
I know it doesn't seem like my magic does. It should.
There is more dice. You probably needed one more.
But you could use your magic and the elementals, I think, to tell you how the turtle died.
Alright, try it.
Yeah.
Worth a shot.
Bright light of acid.
What do you want me to roll?
Repeatedly.
It would be presence plus druidic magic plus living creatures isn't a perfect fit, but it'll work.
Once
It
living
was at
creatures.
1. Yes.
I'll put a parentheses, once living creatures.
It's closer to a living creature than it is weather.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess. It may be terrain at this point, though.
Yeah, can you walk over?
Maybe
Yeah.
you should just drop the living.
Yeah, well, in version 4, we'll just drop it to creatures and plants.
There we go. This is why we playtest.
I always
Oh,
think
goodness.
like speaking to animals. That was always cool.
Yes, that's one of the cool things druids can do.
Well, I did it as that ranger.
Oh yeah, rangers too.
Yeah.
5.
5. I think this is Sparky would tell you that this particular creature, whose name I can't remember. Do you remember what it was? I can't remember.
I mean,
I could find it in like a minute or two, but I don't feel like pulling off of this. It died of dehydration, like it wasn't drinking or eating anything.
And there goes a bottle of lava. Reiterate to the group.
It would also tell you that this particular creature, whose name I have forgotten, like they can eat pretty much anything. Like it could survive off of like eating the rock or the lava or whatever it wanted. Like they're basically immune to fire. I think from context, Furion could make a guess that its giant friend died and it just lay down beside it and starved to death.
'cause it wasn't like restrained.
It wasn't restrained. Nothing killed it. Its friend died, and it just
Will to Live went away.
yeah.
Well, I'm not
That's
sad.
sad.
You're sad. Wow.
Don't worry, everything else is gonna be super funny and fun in this.
Let's go
in this
back to the
giant city.
reactor.
How much did you plan out here? We just go.
Yeah,
Everybody's in a real down mood now.
it's just 10 pages of preparation. You know, 12 pages of preparation. It's fine. What else do you guys want to find?
The chain of fire looks pretty.
It's funny because I'm actually going to be fleshing out that area in the near future. It's full of cannibal Kalash and various types of lizard men and active volcanoes.
I don't know, Steve, Nana, what do you guys think? We're not having much luck here.
Where did do we want to investigate where the light came from?
Yeah, that would be the north end of the city. You just head that way.
Sure.
Okay. Javi or Bach, roll 2d6.
Oh. To give you the total or each die?
Each die.
4 and a 2.
4 and a 2. Let's see, 4. Okay. You're kind of leaving this area. You're in a. Do we have the erasable markers?
I thought so.
Okay. So. When I say it was 10-foot.
That says wet, right?
Wet wipe.
Good.
Chisel tip. So it would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And if someone could kind of.
More rooms every so often. Are those houses or?
Yeah, those are just houses and buildings and alleys and stuff. If someone could just kind of extend this down.
Okay. Yeah.
And then can you grab the tentacle for me?
Do they have...
Yeah, just put scatter buildings like nothing's. Toss the tentacle my way. If you guys could kind of put yourselves in the center, wherever you want,
Facing you? Or...
facing Kevin.
You can back me up a little bit. I don't need to be...
And then we'll put this guy. He'll sneak through there.
Well, you gotta grab
Us.
Kinda...
That's fine. Position yourselves as close or as far from that as you
Nana,
want.
any preferences? You always got my back.
Okay.
So
So
he's on your back.
you're moving down this main thoroughfare heading towards the north of the city, and the lava to your left in the lava river starts churning wildly enough that it starts splashing in waves against the rock and the blackstone shore, and the bridges spanning. As you watch, a huge tentacle rises into the air. At its narrowest point, it's maybe 10 feet wide, and at its thickest, it's easily 20, maybe as much as 30 feet wide. It's a dark muddy color that kind of glows from within, like along, I guess, like creases where like bends happen and like where wrinkles would be. Like you could see like glowing internally. If it was just laying in the lava, it would be impossible to see. And it sort of kind of quests around, rising 100 feet into the air, almost like it's sniffing and looking around until it points in your general direction. And then it starts snaking between buildings and over buildings and that kind of thing, and flexes and jerks and whips around like it's bouncing off buildings to gain momentum. And as it gets closer, you can see huge suckers on the underside of it with equally huge hooked claws in the center of them. Everyone roll initiative.
Three.
2. On 8 dice.
I have.
I crit failed.
Nice.
Yeah.
So done.
Yeah, that's right, buddy. I knew you always had my back. You want to go before me or after?
It don't matter to me.
I'll take the...
The Inferno Squid goes after Steve Ready.
The Infernal Squid goes after Steve.
Inferno, not Infernal.
Inferno.
No demons or devils here.
Okay.
Malfurion, what did you got?
2.
2.
And Steve, you got what?
I had 3.
I had 2.
The Inferno Squid got a 3.
Boar or Malfurion? Who wants to go first?
I don't care.
War can go first.
Okay. All right. Begin.
Steve's up.
Oh, shit.
I'm last. I guess I'll pee.
So, yeah. For shooting, I forgot what I used for shooting again.
Agility plus fight plus shoot.
Yeah, so 3, 6, and then shoot is another 5.
Wow. Alright. You know, when I roll that many dice, I get more ones than. You got another 6 there.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay. You take a shot at it. Your bolt literally just bounces off.
Shoot it again.
That's a lot of dice.
And he's rolling well.
I feel like we should maybe run. That's a lot of dice.
I mean, it's got to run out of tentacle length eventually, right?
We got it.
Turn it into calamari.
But if it's in the lava, I'm not
got
sure that's what
Pre-cooked.
So I rolled my dice, right?
Yeah.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just 6s.
Ooh.
And I got
My head.
1. I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You might hit.
I want to re-roll my 5 6s because I might need those.
Do it.
And I got 1. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13. All right. This bullet hits it. Does 3 damage.
I probably only has 6 health.
No, just 4.
I'm just waiting for it to slam down, scoop us all up.
It's the tentacle monster's turn.
All right. The tentacle whips
Seen a
itself,
Pente, I know where this is going.
and it has cleaving on it.
That was cleaving.
It can plow through multiple.
Yeah. It's just going to target Nana and Bach. So cleaving
We got this, brother.
reduces it by
What does that mean again?
2.
It means it can attack multiple things.
Yeah.
Oh,
I learned well from Piccolo.
Yeah.
So its strength is 6. Two more dice.
How many dice you got there?
This is 16 dice.
Oh, I still roll 1 more dice than to dodge.
Ooh. So this attack you'll both defend against. 1, 2, 3.
this guy sucks. We need a new GM.
I need extra dice. That's a good feeling. It's the first time I've needed more than 12. Oh. Fuck you, Clint.
Sorry.
No,
how many
in a
ones
good
you
way.
got?
I think I got
What?
you.
I was gonna see how many ones you got, but never mind.
9
I
total.
missed 3 dice out of that. I'm not getting hit.
I might get hit, but I'm avoiding a bit of it.
Ooh, another 6.
We'll bank that one.
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel good with that.
Oh, Nana boost 1. It's there's a fire element to this attack.
Can that put me over like the cap?
No.
Okay, then it doesn't
Excuse me.
matter.
Okay. All right.
I'm rolling 17 cap anyways.
Okay. All right then.
13.
It gets damaged.
I got 4. I rolled 4 6s, so I'm gonna add those two. Oh, look.
Bach, you managed to get the fuck out of the way.
I rolled 2 more 6s.
Guess what the one dice I want are.
Well, that puts me at
Just gotta be
14.
Nice. All right, you're both fine.
Oh man.
This big 10-foot thick tentacle slams down on the Blackstone, and Nana and Bach go dodging and flipping their asses out of the way.
We high five afterward.
Right?
Wonderful. Bor, you're up.
Okay.
Some
After
real anime
seeing
shit.
Very
that
much
there's no
so.
way I'll be able to dodge that if I got hit, I'm gonna try and boost my my dodge with my magic.
I've never seen someone so big dodge that well.
Bach and Nana crit failed on their...
Initiative? Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah,
You both crit failed?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so you only get one action when your turn comes up.
Excellent.
That's really
I just
fun.
remembered I gotta use the long rifle, then +2.
Oh,
I got 6.
6, okay.
So is that boosted by 6, or how does
It's
that work?
it'll last for a minute if you boost it by 6, and if you do
I
like...
mean, it's fine.
Oh, yeah, that's perfectly fine for combat, in my opinion.
Okay. So
And I don't know if you heard when I told Nana, there is a fire element to this attack. Like, I think it's safe for Bor to assume that this creature is fine with fire. It's coming out of lava.
yeah, I was thinking of that. So I'm going to try and
Shoot blood lightning?
well, that was an option, but I want to try and get my to
Water.
coagulate
Pee on
its
it.
own blood to lower its defense.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
That's what I'm going to try.
Okay. It would resist that with toughness, I think. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
see, I really like spells in D&D, but I also really like the freedom of not having spells. But again, it's only as creative as you think you can be, too.
I know that in actually 3.5 there was the issue of once you started getting to the higher levels, the DC of spells were so easy to make that they were
That's-
negligible.
Yeah, that's true, too.
So you'd have to be smart and start finding stuff that like, well, this
You're
doesn't have a
rolling too
save
damn
on
good.
it. So
You need to limit his.
Yeah.
Somebody give him new dice.
I either need new dice or I need to go to Soaring Eagle with these dice.
Right.
Can I bring
I
my
brought my
own?
own. Sir?
So I got 9.
you can check they're not
13.
weighted.
Okay, so you have 4. You could reduce its dodge by 4 for a minute.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, all right,
Dodge dip.
all right.
And I'm gonna try and make it to where if he tries to kill me, he won't hit me.
I'm gonna try to make it so I have human shields in front of me.
To move, you have to spend a move action.
Oh,
and
never
you've
mind.
already used your 2.
That's okay.
Unless you want to fight mobily.
Dodge
Very
dip.
on.
Dive. Dodge.
Deny,
5 of
depose. To,
What?
What was it? Deny, depose.
Delayed and
Delay, deny, depose. Malfurion.
Alright, so I'm gonna assume there's stalagmites in the air.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to drop one on them.
absolutely. Go for it.
Yeah.
You know the real sad part is
Did
giant.
you say
Step
that the
back up
ceiling
as a
would be
reaction,
perfectly
no.
smooth?
You did say that.
Yeah, but you could knock a chunk out of it. So, like, what you're trying to do would work fine.
More like
Just
a
'cause we
boulder
can't see
coming
doesn't
down.
It's a boulder crashing instead of a
Yeah.
spear.
I was going for a spear, but that'd be cool too.
Well, Sparky can shape it.
I was gonna say
It
shape it
comes
on
out.
I was
Way
just saying,
down.
yeah, he cuts out a negative spirit.
Make it
By
more
the
of
time
a-
it's down at the point.
Make it more of a spiral so it kind of screws into it.
We're getting creative with our killing methods today.
I remember watching a thing about Vietnam War.
I should probably make a saving throw of some kind.
No, he hits.
I
It's
think
good.
it was the Vietnam War. Yeah, it was the Vietnam War. They were bombing the area. They thought that's where the Vietnamese.
The Viet Cong.
They thought their intelligent area was in this area, and they bombed the shit out of it. And they found like tunnels, and that's why they were bombing it. They said that the guy was like 2 doors away from finding like the hornet's nest.
Oh yeah, I've heard about
I got a
that.
6.
11.
11? Alright. A bunch of rocks crash down onto it, piercing it because Sparky shaped it into a spear, dealing 5
Does it pin it to the
damage.
ground?
No, not even close. Not nearly big enough.
All I did was piss it off, and now there's 3 more tentacles.
Flaming hot blood like spurts out of it now that there's a bigger hole in it.
Ooh, excellent.
Is it like
I don't know.
It looks pretty much like active lava, is what it is.
Who only has one action? That's
You know
it's
the.
real shitty for a melee
I'm
character.
gonna try it again.
Do it again.
Yeah. Well, it's not quite me yet. He still has another action. It's not a bad idea.
But you do.
I don't improvise.
you were the
just
damn
punch
sixes?
things.
That's
Is there
fair.
other numbers
I'm
on
good
this
with
dice?
that.
No.
I mean, you do get to roll 17 to punch something.
It's pretty good.
7.
5. So it takes 2 more damage from another rock spear. Not quite at half hit points. You guys are doing good. This particular enemy hits very hard, but it's just part of a Titan creature.
So when we kill one tentacle, the thing gets really mad.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
And then
It's like Hydra.
Comes to the rest of us, yeah.
See, that puts us at.
There's
No,
at
no,
least
no, no.
7 more.
Can I shovel 5 foot for free, or
No.
no?
Well, so you can fight mobily. Let me look at the rules. So there are fighting styles. I'm going to go over to rules, odds, and ends.
Shadow jump. In, stab. Shadow jump, out.
Oh, I can't find it. Encounter rules. That's where we're at. Encounter rules. Okay, so you can fight mobily. At the start of your turn, you may declare that you are choosing to fight mobily and focus on keeping yourself in motion to avoid standing still or being pinned down. When doing so, you apply a burden to your dice pools for actions, your additional actions. Why do I talk the way I talk sometimes? When doing so, you apply a burden to your dice pools for like attack type actions, defense type actions, all actions other than moving. For every -2 you apply to your dice pools for the rest of the round, you get a 1 inch of regular movement you can take as part of any other action. So you can move like 5 feet for a -2 to your attack. That's kind of how that works.
Okay. That'll work for me.
Okay.
Scoot me 5 foot towards that tentacle. He was just out of reach, like literally 1 square out of reach.
Yeah. So I still have a huge
Got these
penalty
big
to my
hands. Reach real far.
Alright, we'll go ahead and try to smack him.
Make sure he's facing the right way.
I like it.
Oh, my guy's facing this.
So you missed.
No, I hit it.
Oh, did you?
7. I'll roll my 6.
Well,
Doesn't matter. I got 7.
7. I got 6. He takes 1 damage from your big fist.
and it is dead. You go to punch him, you just suck it.
Alright. And that brings us to Bach.
I want to make the biggest, baddest guillotine I can out of shadow stuff and drop it.
Okay.
On the tentacle.
Okay. Do you guys want me to change my dice at some point?
We thought about that like 4 sessions ago.
I'm assuming that means a 7 doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I got a 9.
Damn. All
Your
right.
shadow stuff whips at the tentacle and dissipates, shatters. Steve.
I sheared it again.
Do it, Bill.
Ten.
10. Alright, this bullet sinks in, does some damage.
All
I got
right.
6. So it takes 4.
Shoot it
We'll
again.
roll again.
I almost keep on forgetting. 8.
You got 5. This bullet smashes into it and tears a big old wound.
Get some salt. Somebody throw
He's
some.
well below half hit points.
Well below.
And that brings us to
You.
me.
The tentacle.
Where is Steve here?
I'm not telling you. Dude.
Hey, it's gonna hit me.
He's here! He's here! Hit him!
His first action is to get a little bit closer to Steve. 6.
What is dodge again?
Bach's happy about it.
Is it?
Thought I'll take another hit to the face.
It focuses in and smashes down on Steve.
So I use agility again.
Yeah, agility plus defense plus dodge.
Yep. I just couldn't remember which one I got. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. This tentacle smashes down on Steven, hooking and burning. You take,
Is it 5?
yeah, 5 total damage, but it's 3 bludgeoning and 2 fire. It's very warm and toasty. Oh, I moved. Okay. So we are at Boar.
Alright, I'm gonna try and conjure like my blood into a ball and try and electrify it and throw it in.
Lightning ball. I like it.
Down to gun.
Like a special beam cannon.
$14.
14. It got an 8, so that's 5 damage. Wait. 6 damage. 6, sorry.
That's how he's cheating.
You hear a screech, like it's obviously echoing up from below your feet and through the lava. It's more of a vibration than a noise because of where the body of the Inferno Kraken squid is.
This is where we die.
But then the tentacle uses a reaction to pull away from you guys and like retract back into the river of lava.
Wah.
I take this opportunity to run.
Yeah, we can start running toward the north. I don't care. Yeah.
The north. You're running south.
You have defeated the Inferno squid tentacle. 1 of 8.
One of 8.
1 of 8.
Oh.
And one of the short ones, not the huge like ones with like the big wide pad.
Oh, right.
That shoots flame jets.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I agree with Steve. Let's run.
So you head to the north. At the like you just keep going down the main thoroughfare or main road, and like as you draw closer, you see there right at the against the cavern wall is a big dome of black stone.
A dome. Like
Yes.
like igloo dome?
Yeah, like an igloo dome.
Okay.
This area kind of appears to be more militarily oriented rather than residential. There are small towers, an actual wall around part of the area, like a gate that could be closed to block off this main thoroughfare before it reaches the dome. Buildings that look like they might be barracks or supply depots. And if you were to do like a casual inspection, you'd find like some of these buildings are full of like giant arrows, giant suits of armor, like giant spears, that kind of thing. Butted up against the wall of the cavern is a dome of black stone with a single entrance on it, similar to an igloo. The dome is roughly 50 feet tall at its highest point and about 100 feet wide. You can see a faint blue illumination coming from within it.
Is the door open?
Yeah, it's just an open
Oh,
entrance.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's an open entrance.
Okay, I see what you meant. Like by okay.
This particular area has a lot of barricades kind of angled towards this entrance to the dome. Like they're angled against each other, like pointing towards this entrance. There are giants kind of, there are more giants here than elsewhere in the city that you've seen.
Dead.
Still all
Dead, yes, dead.
Another reactor, maybe? Giant blue glow.
The entrance is about 20 feet by 20 feet, just into the flat surface of the dome. If you were to walk inside to investigate,
Yeah.
okay,
Bach shadow jumps up on Nana's shoulders and has like 2 daggers ready to throw.
okay. Walking into the entrance, into the blue light within, you quickly see that the black stone of the dome is several feet thick. The interior space of this 100-foot by 50-foot dome is just a 30 by 30 cube. Well, 30 by 30 by 30 cube. So the black stone is quite thick in here,
Holy
in places. In the center of the space within the dome, floating above the ground, is what can only be described as a glowing blue tear in reality. It's kind of jagged and it doesn't have uniform edges. And you can see that the edges are trying to expand and widen, but they brush up against the black stone surrounding and then kind of recoil and shrink back to its original size.
I think that's what's his nuts.
Chirizo? No.
Try to get
And it's very obvious that this is very magical and very weird.
Can we discern what kind of magic it is?
Yeah, you could use blood magic order.
I don't have any way to do magic. Need to make it smaller. The box is
Well,
smaller.
once Blor gets some inclination what this is,
I think it's yours.
well, if it's a tear of reality, I wonder if we can start chucking
8?
some chalices in here.
So, as we discussed previously, your mentor, Bor's mentor, was a drunken old coot when you met
in
him.
the dome.
So this is a story he told you from Better Days.
Okay.
He was in Agriaros, the silver magical kingdom forest of the Viath on Carthank. And he described he happened to meet a high-ranking official from the court of the Silver King, the immortal ruler of Agriaros. And he would only tell you this part like when he was drinking heavily, but he encountered silver essence among this high-ranking official was able to use silver essence. There are 4 essences of magic that make up all of like normal magic, like druidic, shadow, blood, words of power, arcane. But there's also 2 weird ones, blue and silver. He described silver to you as like actually encountering it, which usually when people talk about silver essence, it's a theoretical like thought experiment rather than I encountered it 6 weeks ago when I was doing this. He had actually encountered it in Agriaros used by this high-ranking official. This is silver essence.
Okay.
It's alien compared to like your group's magic, but it's not as alien as Chirazov's. Is the best way to describe it.
So would this be like otherworldly?
Yeah, this is something not naturally occurring on Thucas as you understand it.
Okay.
And Sparky could confirm that if you were to like to ask him about silver essence and like have him investigate the portal. He would also advise you don't go through the portal.
I was gonna ask if that was the case.
Bach kind of asked these two, would this be a safe place to store the chalices?
I don't know what's on the other end.
Well, I just mean in here. If it's containing this, like, I wonder if this would negatively react with the silver essence, or if...
It's already. I thought the other.
I thought we were contained in that other.
The other.
Yeah, but
I mean-
it's super contained here.
I'm trying to remember. I think like have any of like the bloodless like tried to cast a spell on you? You got your bonus when
think
resisting the chalice.
Yeah,
though.
I get the bonus against
Yeah,
the chalice.
so I think you guys would know that giants are resistant to Chirazov's magic, and it stands to reason that Blackstone probably is as well. So maybe this is a better spot than the reactor room.
Doesn't like the reactor room is already like a Blackstone chamber, right?
No, it's
No,
silver.
that's silver.
And this city has the benefit of not having a button that will blow up all of Carthage. So
It's also buried deeper
And
with lava.
With lava.
And it's got a natural.
And some
And
lava kraken.
it's got a lava kraken.
All right,
I mean, he's just ticking the boxes.
sold.
dump it in the lava river.
But then that would destroy the cup. We wouldn't want that though.
Would it though?
It's been implied that the chalice itself, like the depthless depthless decanter of Old Night itself, is not destructible in any way.
I see.
It has a habit of popping up again even when it's thought to have been destroyed.
Just feed it to the kraken.
Then we have a cheers all cracking. That sounds horrible.
Gold! Blood!
Cold blood and fire. Sounds like a good bad guy to me.
We'll just bring him up to Grivid, fight him there, and he's gonna be weaker. Up
It's
there,
gonna be weaker because it's cold.
Right.
Unless it melts the ice caps.
Yeah, that's probably our luck. And then we're swimming.
Well, but then he's doused in water, so it's out anyways. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we could store it here. I don't know how many we actually still have.
2.
And as a side note, like maybe you know this from general knowledge, or maybe you know this from your drunken mentor. Every spell is composed of the 4 essences. Like whether it's you're doing a divination or like healing or what, like all of it is, it's just different amounts of the life, order, entropy, and chaos. Like all spells are made of those energies in different varying amounts. There are very, very few like magical effects that just use one and one alone. Silver and blue are different. They aren't. They're not mixed. They're all one thing. And like silver can do a bunch of stuff, and blue can do a bunch of stuff. You probably wouldn't know that, but at least silver, can do a bunch of stuff that the other essences can do on their own, and combined to do different effects.
Not saying like I would spend the time or anything like that, but like, would it be a reasonable thing to, if someone were to like see this silver essence and like try to study it, if one day he could then use that essence, or no?
It's impossible to say. Just this is your first in-person encounter with silver essence, I think. It's you need to spend who knows how many hours studying it before you can make a judgment like that. But it's at least magical and familiar enough that you could do research on it with your magic or affect it with your magic, that kind of thing. There is some overlap, so you could probably interface in some way with it through your magic. Whether you could take it and do something with that, you would have to do tons of research.
it's kind of odd. This thing is in the middle of a giant citadel.
And there wouldn't be any way of like knowing like what's on your side.
You would have to go through it to see.
Okay.
And Sparky said no.
Sparky did say it.
Well, you can do divination. You could create like a divination center, like in D&D, all the major divination spells use a sensor that you can usually move or send someplace. You could do something like that with your magic and make an observation check on the other side of the portal while still staying over here. If there would be any backlash through your magic to you, it's hard to say. But that's a way you could make a perception check on the other side of the portal.
We'd
try
be
it.
so fucked without you, Bor. Like, there's a big blue glowy thing.
Are there any like chunks of blackstone anywhere?
Not like loose chunks, but like he could have a bunch of swords, or if you're thinking of throwing something through.
Mm-hmm.
I got tons of swords.
Yeah, you could throw one through, see what happens.
250.
I'm just kidding.
Not I wouldn't think to throw a sword. I don't think.
I'll try it. What
Yeah,
do I?
it would be
need?
health, blood magic order. With a -2, because there is a lot of blackstone around you.
I'm still here.
Take him. Take him. This is important. Take him.
Is it though?
Yeah, we're fighting. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just do it all.
It's something weird. See what it does.
We just fought a kraken and I only took 3 damage. Yeah, like we're fine.
down to 9.
13.
13?
Take
Okay.
any damage.
You form a portal out of your magic, a divination sensor through your magic, and you kind of send it through this portal. There's a forest on the other side. It's just oak trees, an oak tree forest.
Is it a familiar forest?
No, it's not anything you would recognize. I don't.
Oh.
You recognize them as oak trees, I think, but it's not. There aren't any landmarks around you to say like where you might be. I'm going to give you a little bit extra because that's a really high roll, and you're.
Are they like big oak trees?
Yes, they're very big oak trees, and they are made of silver essence.
They're
like,
made of silver.
The trees, the dirt, the fallen leaves from the trees, everything is made or at least partially made of silver essence.
That's interesting.
Is this heaven?
Finally
But
get
nothing
away.
necessarily bad happened to what I sent in.
Yeah, your sensor didn't immediately combust or anything like that.
Murky.
And you can't go very far, but like I would say like you could go like 100 yards or 300, or that would be 300 feet, or like, you know, like
Can I go that, but up?
up.
So I can maybe see more?
Okay. Yeah. The trees are very large, but you could easily, I'll say they're not 300 feet tall. You can go 300 feet up in the air. The forest is huge. To the north you see frost-covered mountains. To the south you see more woods and open plains, open grasslands. Or no, that would be... Yeah, that would be north and south, and maybe like swamps starting to the east, or west, excuse me. And that's kind of... I don't know if you'd have enough height to like see like the shore of this area, but or the coastline of this continent, but north mountains, south grasslands and forests.
No movement, no sounds.
Not that you can make out. It's only like 300 feet of height. That wouldn't be much observation, would it?
We just basically give you
Depends
past
on the
this-
landscape, really.
Yeah.
Redwoods, I think, are like 200 feet tall.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound big until you like actually get up to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Mhm.
oh, it's only 300 feet, and you're like, oh shit.
I think oaks get upwards of 100 something.
Mm-hmm.
Big ones. do
These
anyways.
these would be in the range of those big oaks.
Mhm.
we cut one down in that Matt house that was over 60.
There's one in front of the Kirk Middle School up in Millington. It's been there since I was a kid, and I think my parents were a kid. It's freaking massive.
Oh, yeah.
So, I asked Bor this. I have no idea. Like, does this seem stable? Does it seem like a portal we can travel through? Is this something they're trying to contain? Is this something they were using? Is this...
I don't know, the silver essence part makes me very interested in it.
So the portal starts expanding a little bit, and its edges reach more blackstone, and then it recoils, and you're cut off from your sensor.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the portal is still
The portal's still there, but whatever it did either severed your connection, or now your sensor's too far from you, or something of that
So
nature.
at this point, if something bad happens, I blame the GM. That's the skill daddy, because we keep calling this a portal. So if I go through it and I die, it wasn't a portal.
I mean,
a
I'm
giant-
very tempted
it's a
just
gi-
to do it.
You want to send another
Maybe it's just
sensor
a
through?
garbage disposal.
Ah!
Sure.
How reliable are sensors to go through, like, compared to, like, a being?
It's not a living thing.
Right!
So you cast another divination center through the portal. This time it's a fiery hellscape,
Oh,
as far as the eye can see.
okay.
Like barren rock and like splashing magma and mountains.
One
and
was
just-
heaven and one's hell.
You do it. I'm just gonna say you do it again. The portal expands, hits the blackstone edges, retracts. You send another sensor through. Now you see like you're in a gothic Dracula movie. Everything is dark moors and overcast
Oh, no,
sky
it's
and
the
huge
Shadowplane.
moon and like looming castles.
Oh, I jumped through. Here I come, Strahd.
You know, I was just looking through the documents and I did see a Curse of Strahd document.
Well, you know, I was
Oh.
very tempted the first time. Second and third time, not so good. I wonder how many times it has to hit the wall until it go back to the trees.
I agree with that assessment. It seems like a bad idea now for sure.
So every 3 times it hits the wall, it goes back to the trees. Let's do that. No, I don't know.
The floor's made of black stone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still think this might be a good spot to store the chalices.
No, I'm
Like,
okay with
but
that.
other than that, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna chuck a sword through it.
Chuck a
One
sword
of the
through it?
black stone swords.
The
Pull it right off your back. Just
the portal is in the process of expanding. You chuck the blackstone through it, and it kind of retracts and gets all wrinkly, and then starts expanding again.
Does the sword go through, or does it?
Yeah, sword goes through.
Okay. I was wondering if it spit it out, or okay.
It comes back from somewhere else and stabs us in the ass.
Alright, I'm gonna grab like 8 of them off his back.
No!
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm not throwing them. I'm gonna walk up close. I'm just gonna start laying them around a circle around it.
Okay, all right.
Because I'm assuming I can't like stab them into the ground.
No.
Okay.
When he threw the sword in, did it like suck it in, or did it just like lob the object in? And
It was
kinda
just a
went
natural arc, like it just went through. It didn't get like sucked in or anything.
The portal itself did a weird thing, but like the object itself didn't.
No.
Okay.
So if I like put like a single digit in this, I can like suck my entire body through.
No, there's no suction on this end of the portal.
I mean, you're already constantly self-mutilating, so like you would be the one to do it.
That's what I mean. Like it's
I
just
mean,
a
Nana
pinky.
stuck his head through a random portal before too.
I'm gonna stick a pinky in.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Alright.
It doesn't feel particularly warm or cold. It doesn't feel like. I mean, there's the tingle of like, oh, I'm touching raw magic, but like it's not damaging to you in any way.
Now it touches the wall. It takes off your pinky. You put it in your head.
Reflex save.
Yeah.
Like I guess like the tip of your pinky would it. Maybe you would sense that the area on the other side of the portal isn't as hot as here at this point. But I mean, I don't know what other sensory information you
I
can get
don't
from just
know,
the tip
I
of your
just-
pinky.
I
Trying different things.
It smells like shit. There was a deer on the other end.
I'm gonna try to use shadow magic to see if I can peer into this in any way. Like
No.
Okay. Again, guys, this is impossible.
It's a good thing you took shadow magic.
It's like a bag of holding and portable hole like interacting.
Okay. All right.
Boom.
Tell you what, if we're ever in pitch darkness, though, I am gonna be a fucking machine.
Even though you can't see where you're going.
I mean, it is pretty dark.
Yeah, it worked pretty
here.
well in the bank.
Hey, we got one of them swords.
Yeah, you can use the swords to penetrate the bank.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh. Listen here, you motherfucker.
I'm sure there's an axe you could use as like an axe head you could use as like a spade to dig.
Oh.
There you go.
Speaking of side quests.
Hell, it's Blackstone. You could chop it at rock like you do wood. Like, it's not gonna snap. It's not gonna break. It's not gonna chip or dull.
Just cut through the side of the building.
There's no door I can't get through.
And if I kind of like repeatedly do that, does it ever go back to like the trees or anything like that? Or is
Yeah,
it...
it would eventually like. I mean, I think there's like a dozen or so like realms that it's bouncing back and.
You just said realms.
It's the fucking Bifrost.
Oh, where's that particular folder?
Possible. Depends if there's iron.
You stick your head in, there's a dragon looking back at you.
I'm not gonna tell you exactly how many, but there's at least a dozen realms that are. It's
Could you see
Cycling
the
through.
portal from the other side?
I would like
yes,
to. Okay.
yes.
Oh, that does get interesting.
Yeah, but you don't know if you're coming back to
That's
the
the
same
thing,
place.
though. Like, what are we just going to different places on the continent, Or are we going to fucking
planes of
different
existence.
worlds, realms? We don't.
Does it? When it cycles back to the tree,
There is no. Sparky would be able to tell you that there is no naturally occurring area on Thuck-S that
Fuck this.
resembles the hellscape that he described as one of the places I went.
Or probably the silver.
So we're literally world hopping at that point.
Yeah.
That feels like a side quest.
Well, this just turned into a planar adventure.
But so when it goes back to the trees that I had saw, can I attempt to grab, like, maybe half body in, grab a leaf,
Like a branch or a pile of leaves or something?
just something that
Absolutely,
would resemble
absolutely.
a silver?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So you pull it out, and it's just like it. I mean, maybe it's a thick branch, maybe it's a thin branch, maybe it's a half dead pile of leaves, whatever it is. It sits in your hand. After I don't know, less than a minute, it starts to dissipate into silvery mist, and that does act like there's suction towards this portal.
Not me, but the
Not you.
mist itself.
This silvery mist that the branches and leaves are dissipating into acts like it's suctioned. And then, as the portal expands and retracts, like it kind of pauses at the portal, and waits and waits and waits and waits
until it's ready
until
for
it's the right one, and then it goes through.
Mm. That's interesting.
It is interesting. So I mean,
There were no signs of habitation around any of these portals when you went through, was there?
No, there didn't. There. The Gothic horror one,
You said castles. So
there were
that was
castles
it.
and stuff.
But nothing like
I'm sure some of the places it would cycle through, there would be places of habitation. I don't have like all of them mapped out, but most of them it was kind of in the middle of nowhere. I would say
What if we tie a rope to both of them?
that is an option. That is something you could physically do.
Who cuts the cord?
Jesus.
So I have a feeling if it's doing this on
What
this
if I
end,
try to
it
put a
goes
black? What if I hold one of the Blackstone swords in the portal, like not throwing it through, not keeping, just
Now
holding
that's
it there.
interesting. Because Blackstone only breaks if like it's a wall on top of a fault line and the continent experiences an earthquake.
Well, it's new realms.
But this is magic.
which it's supposedly immune to.
Campaign's over, guys.
We get broke.
I just set off the nuke. Sorry.
Don't gotta worry about Cheerzov anymore.
How would that work?
Love
'Cause
creating
the portal
paradoxes.
itself- Good job, Mike, on stumping the GM, the skill daddy. Because that. Oh,
I was thinking the sword.
it's an unstoppable object versus an immovable force.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would result in Portable Hole meets Bag of Holding. I think that's the only way that could play out.
Now you can go through.
Oh.
We're all about to end up on the astral plane.
I mean,
Whoops.
I'm not gonna stop Nana, but
What was
I
that
think I
about?
could if
Two
I wanted
sessions
to,
left?
but
I'm only going to ask you this one time. Does Nana do this?
I mean, I said it.
Okay.
I mean, that doesn't mean anybody can't try to stop me.
So you guys watch as Nana sticks Blackstone sword through the portal and just leaves it there, and you can see that the portal is kind of it's turbulent. It's normally this flat blue light, but it gets kind of turbulent around the sword, and it tries to expand, and it hits the edges of Blackstone around it, and it starts to retract, and then the whole surface of the portal goes turbulent and wavy like it's water rapids. You're familiar with portal magic because of the nature of the Shadowlands and everything. I don't think you would need to make a check on this, and I'm kind of doing a gimme for you guys. The magical energy, whatever it is that Boar has described to you, is about to just go completely freeform and explode. You don't know what that explosion will look like or what it will do, but it's a bunch of magical energy that's about to be loosed and completely unconstrained in the physical world.
Nana, pull it back.
Okay. All right. The portal goes flat, retracts, and then starts expanding.
Is there any damage to the sword?
No.
I promise that would have been bad.
Maybe that's why they encapsulated it and not put.
This world-ending cataclysm, the world's gonna be destroyed. This is our end game. If we can't beat Chirazov, other than that, we don't do that again.
There was a really nice forest on the other side. One time.
We could jump
It is
through
nice
and
forest.
live our days out there. Then that's a possibility
There are
too.
bears and dragons and deer in the forest.
Oh my.
Yeah, and if that would have went off on that plane.
Not a place we won't find.
Hmm.
It'd be like adding water to the ocean. Like
No?
the trees would have more silver essence in them.
Ooh, interesting.
That's why I was hoping to get some of the essence so I could just like.
What?
have it, but
I want to like. If I've been able to like. Not experience like. Interface or like.
Just not
I
not
can't think
want
of
to
the
try and
word.
like swing
Can't
through
think
the
of the
portal
word.
like he's cutting it up.
No, I was
Okay.
told to not do that again, so.
you're tempting.
Given what I've seen with silver stuff, and how I viewed it and interacted with it, just from what Boar's done, how similar is this to like soul stuff or shadow stuff in any way, shape, or form? Like,
None whatsoever.
okay, not like an antithesis or
No.
okay, all right. I don't like how foreign this is.
Yeah, like I said, I was hoping to.
Because
capture some.
like I can understand that like the other types of magic are like
So
intertwined with shadow stuff, right? Like, and this is not that way.
Yeah. Shadow magic is closer to the other forms of magic that you guys are familiar with than this stuff.
Okay.
Like your gob. So goblins have a natural connection to the shadow lands that no one really understands. So it's kind of an inborn ability to access it. But most shadow magic functions like it's kind of the equivalent of a blood mage who never did anything with their talent. You use the magic to specifically access the Shadowlands, and then you dump Shadowlands, shadow energy, or whatever you want to call it, into the real world and shape that. So the normal magic component of shadow magic is just to like open the portal,
Okay.
and then to safely reach in and pull out shadow stuff
Okay.
and souls and spirits and stuff. You're not really a wizard. You're more of a wild talent. That's kind of how shadow
Okay.
magic is
All right.
in my head.
All right. Yeah, I don't like any of this.
I say grab some of that silver stuff and stuck it in that tentacle and see if it sucks it in.
I'm not touching it.
Well,
don't
I
like-
tried. It goes back. It doesn't.
I know,
it
but
took-
I'm saying, how long did it take? You said like 3
less
minutes.
than a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Blackstone jar.
I was gonna say you throw it in that freaking
It
It,
was
silver.
that
it
medical
immediately
supply
started
stuff.
converting to silver mist and going
Would there
towards
be any,
the
like,
portal. It
storage
took about a minute
containers
for
in
all of it to
Blackstone?
the
Do it.
leaves and branches to completely dissolve into silver mist.
I'm just saying if you had it like locked into something, would it suck it with it?
Yeah, have we run across like any like Mike just said, any like Blackstone boxes or anything like that?
We would.
Yeah, you would have. You went through a residential area.
I wonder if we pick one of those up and try to put
I'm
a
good with trying
silver
that.
stuff box.
Not
in
sure
it
what
and
it'll
see.
do, but we'll do
We're
it.
gonna end up doing exactly what we did the fucking knife.
All right, so you find maybe like a Blackstone like ring box.
Yeah, just
so it's
something
something
small.
portable.
Yes, something we can actually lift.
Yeah. And you use a Blackstone sword to what, cut off a piece or like reach through or whatever.
Yeah, I'll just reach in
Okay.
and grab another thing.
Fistful of leaves.
You grab,
Yeah.
you grab a fistful of leaves and you put it in the Blackstone box. Shut the lid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing happens because it's
And
magic.
just-
There's a bunch of silver mist in there.
All right, I don't know what to do with it, but we got it.
We should take this somewhere. I don't know.
After your, like maybe you got it in your backpack or something, but like after 10 minutes or so, the Blackstone ring box is noticeably heavier.
Noticeably heavier. What? Like increments of like heavier, like 1 times heavier, 2 times heavier.
Increasingly getting heavier.
Maybe it was maybe the Blackstone box was like a full pound. Now it's like a pound and a quarter of weight. But
So
it's-
you
it's-
can tell it's getting heavier, just not quite exponentially.
Now, does it continue to increase?
no, it stops.
Okay.
Once you
it's
notice
more confusing.
once you notice that the box is heavier, you notice that it doesn't keep getting heavier.
Can I take a peek?
It's empty.
It's empty.
Blackstone absorbs magic.
So I just got more Blackstone.
Or the
Wait.
Blackstone just got denser from absorbing magic.
Yes, that is exactly what happened.
Okay, so the Blackstone didn't actually grow in size.
It didn't grow in size; it just got heavier.
It's just more dense.
Hmm.
Would this be my second or third campaign of Clint's? Blackstone's fucking awesome. It's super cool.
Still confused. But
Oh yeah, it's an ever growing mystery.
Yeah, because it kind of just contradicted itself. This Blackstone sword didn't absorb the portal's silver magic, but the box absorbed the leaves.
The Blackstone
So it was-
sword should be slightly heavier.
So is it
That
immune
was-
to
that was-
magic, or
that
is
was-
it
that was a
absorbing
Clint
magic?
failure.
Right.
not a-
Is it immune or absorbing magic?
Because then that portal gets smaller as he held it.
I guess it would be. I think Blackstone is interesting enough to other people who can't make Blackstone that I think studies would have been done on it. I guess it would be. I think it would be common knowledge in magical communities that Blackstone isn't immune to magic. It's immune to being affected by magic, but if it's placed in contact with magic for long periods of time, it will absorb magic.
Like black absorbs light.
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
It's good. It's actually really apt
Yeah,
comparison.
the only way that that portal wouldn't disappear would be that it's just constantly being fed more power.
Unlimited power.
Well, we're not taking any essence with us.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Oh,
Okay.
I know what I'm gonna look for. I'm gonna look for Blackstone bullets.
You don't find any.
That's kind of a badass.
You just shoot a wizard. Guess what? No more magic.
Yes.
You said there was a giant wizard war? Nope, because it didn't last very long.
We haven't really met anyone either that's like super wizened. And
Blackstone? No.
Could I just? Well, you can't just grab rubble. Well, I don't have rubble.
There's no rubble.
Yeah, I asked for rubble already.
You could find Blackstone like
You said arrows. And stuff.
arrowheads. I think would be too big
Big,
for what you're
yeah.
thinking.
I think even the bullets would be big.
But you
for-
could find like I mean.
I mean,
5'8".
just get a blunderbuss, stick spoons and stuff down in there.
I mean, a Blackstone ring on a giant's finger would be maybe that big. That's something you could fit in a blunderbuss.
oh, so the size of Jobby's normal ring.
a cock ring.
We're talking about giants,
sure.
not dwarves.
No, I just was like, oh, you know what? That'd be.
Trying to think of a gimme, but like, would they use Blackstone as earrings, stud? Some of them would, I'm sure.
Like,
I
how
mean-
common is Blackstone for a giant? Like,
It's what they make everything out of.
It's
So,
as
like-
common as us for like a house
Yeah.
made of wood.
so like, would they make like needles and threads and thimbles?
I mean,
and
we
stuff
just
like
read that medical place. There has to be needles and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
but what I don't understand is how do they make the shit?
Good
Quite
question.
literally nobody knows.
Yes.
Nobody on this count.
I would say like you could find like smaller items. I think you would need like a very I think you would need a very wide mouth like blunderbuss shotgun type device, maybe even as big as a small cannon, to like load and use.
Fine.
But I don't think it's anything you could practically use as like a handgun.
Because they're yeah. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
It's
I
still-
was
it's kinda
just like,
genius,
you know what? I just thought of this.
You could encase it in lead, and then use that as like an anti-magic.
Wait, what?
Like you could encase the Blackstone in lead almost, and then fire it at some type of magical entity.
You wouldn't absorb it though, because of the lead.
Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Because they'll add blocks.
Yeah, that's true. Damn. Yeah, leave it sticking out the tip.
Just a tip.
What the hell?
We're
I went down a rabbit hole on that
yeah,
one.
we're not getting off track.
Yeah, no, I'm
So we
just
put
confused.
a rope around board and push them through.
I don't know if I signed up for that, but
I wouldn't. If I were War, I would not.
yeah, I don't know if I signed up for that. I mean,
Press
I did.
Start and look at our quest log. Where are we at?
That's probably a good idea.
Either way, we gotta start heading back for that squid that gets wiser.
Check the journal. I don't think the squid would want to come into this room.
No. I mean,
I
it
feel
would,
like we're
it
safe.
would regrow its tentacles, but
I'm sure it'd still hurt.
yeah. What's next? You guys want to keep searching the city?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I think
Not
so.
much more
I
we
think
can
we're
do
at
with
an
this.
impasse
then.
here.
Yeah. I don't know how much more. I mean, I'm happy to watch you guys like play with this portal for an hour, but
I think you just did.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened.
yeah, kind of. Yeah.
You know, nothing like a world-ending event.
I'm just still trying to
Take
figure
some
out
time.
where this giant hand come from.
Is anybody good at perception checks?
Steven?
Unless I can use magic for it, I don't.
Observation, yeah.
Here.
What would I use?
Come on, Steve. I take Steve outside and I shadow jump us. Well, if I can, I don't know how limited my magic is here. I'd like to get us up on top of the dome. So I guess
I
Steve.
think that's feasible.
Okay.
There's enough.
So what I
shot.
Alright.
use? What I use?
And you can always like you don't have.
Oh, yeah, the
you
only
don't have,
Abilities.
most of Blackstone's magic absorbing stuff involves touch,
Okay.
so like you can appear.
Inch off and we land
Yeah,
on it or
yeah,
whatever. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So I take Steve up top there. I'm like, let's see what we can see.
And our only light source is the lava, so there would be a lot of shadow.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll pop up on top of the dome and kind of look around and see what we can see.
What abilities?
That's an interesting question though, because part of your magic relies on like seeing and sensing shadows, but you have dark vision because of the spell, and goblins have dark vision innately.
If it's like D&D, everything's in black and white and shades of gray, so you'd still be able to see shadows.
That's true.
Or would I be in tune enough with that realm that I can see in technically both spectrums?
Yeah, I'm hand waving it.
For what?
You can just sense shadows.
For perception.
Shadow sense.
It's like a
Oh, it
mar-
sounds even cooler. I like that.
Is there a bazaar or a market district or anything?
I'm sure there would be like a marketplace, but this was more of a military place than a traditional like there wouldn't be trade routes running through here in Giant Society. At least there's no like highway. There's no Blackstone highway like passing through here leading to other places
Well, yeah,
that you've
'cause
seen.
But you
Going
still have
downstairs.
camp followers and hangers on that still have that stuff.
I think there would be a
required.
place. There would be a market type place, but nothing like a trading bazaar like you'd see in
A major city.
a major city.
So I use presence then for
Intuition.
my intuition. Oh, still one.
Kind of wondering if I could find anything that fits Nana.
Come on, be a good roll. One.
I don't think you could. I don't think you would because you are young as giants go, and this is not a city of like adolescents. This is, or like even new soldiers. This is a place. I mean, your characters don't know this, but this would be a place of like veteran soldiers and warriors of the giants.
I mean, theoretically, any of us could make the chainmail work because you could just
Yeah.
pin it up, but
Nice.
And the chainmails, the chainmail suits are constructed with metal rings, but they're attached to like an underlayer of like leather and hide and stuff with metal wire. So like the rings themselves are interlinked, but they're held onto like the undersuit with metal wire. So you could kind of pull apart, but you'd still have a giant pieces of chainmail that are all attached to each other.
yeah,
I think it could be resized in a way that's not super convenient, but
it could be done. Yeah. There you go. Why don't you start taking everybody's chainmail too? Probably more money off
Can't
that.
carry all that stuff.
don't start piling up on armor.
Really?
I rolled 8,
8?
but I got 4 6s. Do I need to roll or re-roll?
No,
the
8 is the
6s?
highest check to find
Okay.
something.
So I'll put my 4 in here.
I don't know if we mentioned it, but that light source that kind of like went and cleaned the whole city,
Mhm.
was that from the dome area?
It seemed to be emanating from the north central area, so probably.
Maybe somebody is on the other end.
Was there a door to close on the dome?
No.
That seems like a construction oversight on their part.
It does. So, you are exploring the city and you find your way to what can only be described. Oh, wait. D6, D6.
Come on, big number, big number, big number.
Hell of a one.
I got a 2. Can I
Two.
re-roll?
2 and a 1?
Yep.
Can I re-roll?
No. So you guys are walking away from this dome, like starting to search through the city.
Well, I'm still with Kevin, so
Okay.
On
You're
top
up
of the
on
dome.
no, wherever he took me, I don't know.
Yeah, you're on top of the dome.
Yeah, you guys are on top of the dome.
So I don't know. I'm just
So, you whatever you guys see that pulls your interest. You guys start leaving the dome area to head to that point of interest, which is a pottery studio. But as you're leaving the area of the dome, purplish vapor with hints of green in it starts pouring out of the entrance to this dome, spreading through the city, spreading around you guys.
The place we just came out of.
The place you just came out of. It
I didn't
obscures
see
your.
that in the portals.
This purple and green vapor hangs thickly in the air, obscuring vision more than the darkness itself. It smells like rot and tastes like sour meat. Your gums and nose immediately start bleeding. Everyone make health, resistance, toughness.
is this poison? Because I got poison.
It is poisonous.
So I have resistance to that, right?
You mean willpower, right?
No.
Not your session, buddy.
Well,
3 for health.
Is it magic or?
It is magic.
So how's that work for?
so I rolled 2 1s and a 6. I rolled the 6 again into a 3. Is that a crit fail or no? Half or 1, so it's a crit fail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, crit fail.
I would roll more dice.
I'm gonna take 2 of these guys. Yeah, look at that. Holy shit!
Yeah,
Just
I
roll
exploded,
those sixes.
What the fuck?
I exploded like crazy there too.
Oh my god!
I got 3.
3.
I'm gonna put this.
Most of these ones go there.
Steven, you got 3. You take 9 necrotic damage.
I'm down.
I think critical
6.
failure.
Say that again.
6.
6. You take 6 necrotic damage from this poisonous vapor.
I got 9.
That's
but
still not
I'm
good.
assuming I'm
You
taking-
take 3 necrotic damage. Not 3 on?
5.
5. You take 7 necrotic damage.
I got a crit fail.
You got a crit fail. How many successes did you get?
3. Well,
3.
hold on. I got a 6. I'll reroll. Yeah. No. Yeah. 3.
3.
You want to take this last dice?
It won't make a difference.
Okay.
I rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones.
Oh! So, for start, you take 9 necrotic damage.
For a start, you take.
That's PHP, right?
PHP, yes. Sorry, I should. PH off of your physical hit points.
Great. The
All
one I
this
already
damage.
took damage on.
So the mist poisons you guys. It's gross, smells nasty, tastes nasty, but it quickly dissipates. Steven is down
Yeah.
to 0. Okay. Steven is unconscious. Nana is vomiting up copious amounts of blood.
I still got 6 hit points.
For the rest of the session, I'm going to say you get a -1 to your health-related dice pools.
Okay.
No damage over time or anything, but you just, whatever this stuff is, it is deeply, deeply affected Nana's immune system.
So actually, if this is this disease resistant? Because I have disease resistance. I will roll 2 more if it's disease resistance, right?
It's poison. It's meant to be poison.
Okay, no, that's fine. No, that's fine.
Did you add the poison resistance in?
No, I didn't. No, that's fine.
Well, if you Kalesh are resistant to poison as well as disease.
Yeah, but I didn't add it because I didn't add the 2 dice because I have
Roll
my
2 more dice then,
standard.
is what he's saying. Right?
Wait, hang on. Let me look at. Oh, I have no wording.
Because I have 3, or is that actually part of my health then?
You're poison resistant, so what, you get boost to resist toughness against poisons. So you roll 2 extra dice when using resist against poisons.
So hopefully, maybe get 2 good ones. Woo-hoo-hoo, I got 1. Yeah, I just got 1.
Okay, so you
So,
take 1 less damage and you're at.
B1.
All right. Stephen doesn't pass out.
Fine.
Also, just only vomiting blood.
Can Malfarion and I maybe take some time to patch these guys up?
Yeah, absolutely.
I rolled fucking 4 6s in a row. That was
I
wild.
think mine was like.
That's
3.
why I rolled all those ones. You stole all his luck.
Let's pause the recording
I'm
and you
sorry.
use the restroom,
Okay.
and you guys can do all the healing and whatnot. However you want. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. All right. Malfurion does not have the fast healing talent.
Oh, okay.
You do.
Yep.
If you want to heal everyone up to maximum, no problems. I'm gonna roll another encounter. If you want to do just 1 healing per person, that is fine and quick enough that.
I don't know.
Just heal us up. We'll deal with whatever
All right.
comes.
That's what we'll do. We'll heal everybody up.
Because more than one of us is just throwing out blood. So
Well, and that was another thing. Is like
I'm
use
living, yeah.
my blood maybe like transfuse to cure. No.
Yeah, that would work. That would be. I think that would be. Is there a skill? Yeah. Let me. You can
probably
definitely
life
do.
essence, I would assume.
I'm trying to remember if I added rules for like curing diseases into the skills. Regardless, you have the fat. Just roll a healing check
Okay.
with your magic. I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of treating disease and poison. Just what I asked.
I still did.
You got a 3 on your roll to resist the poison initially. I think it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Difficulty of 9.
I hit 9.
Okay, you're fine. You're healed.
Woohoo!
Everyone's healed. Everyone's at max hit points.
Whoa.
Is that where we're going?
Thought so.
We are? Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Woohoo! Lived long enough to die again.
D6 from Austin and Matt.
Oh, we never discussed on what I seen when I went up with him.
I thought we did. There was a pottery.
Yeah, there's gonna be you're gonna.
okay.
This is just interrupting
Okay.
that investigation. You got a 4.
4.
And you got a 2. Okay.
You die.
You guys are recovering from the poison, healing up. As you're starting to leave the area for the second time, there's a flash of blue light from within the dome that kind of cascades out into the area. It's just like regular like light flashing, like something is coming out of the portal again.
Did it cascades out of the whole dome or just the entrance?
Just the entrance, just the entrance.
Okay.
Stepping out, the blue light flares, kind of returns to its normal level of light. And stepping out of the entrance to the dome, you see what looks like a human-sized pine tree. If you want to get the mini out.
Is this that silver essence again?
A human-sized pine tree.
Yeah.
Which side?
Right there. Right there. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Maybe you guys are still, like, you guys probably see him just because you're kind of recovering and about to leave the area. It's about 6 feet tall, with thin, spindly branch-like arms and legs, with tiny branches and needles sprouting from them scattered across its body. Its face looks like it's got eyes, but they look like wood knots. It doesn't have a visible mouth at this point. It kind of steps out of there, and it steps from foot to foot, like it's hot foot, like it's dancing around like something's hot, like touching its barky wooden feet. And as it's touching the black stone with one foot and the other, you can see that silvery mist starts coming off of its feet whenever they touch the black stone.
So he's like that silver essence.
Seems likely.
So he's just gonna get zapped back in the portal in a few seconds anyway, so.
Until it shoots out from this tree.
Bach yells, "Who are you?"
We're on top of the.
It's you completely startled it. It kind of notices you for the first time. It says something in a weird sing-songy language none of you recognize.
Is it wood? Like, is it something like?
It looks like bark.
I'm like plantless bird. Can I talk to it?
You can try. Sparky says
my.
it's not a natural creature and you should probably kill it though.
I feel like Sparky's got some bloodlust in there.
Me and Kevin should be on top of them, all right?
I don't know.
I would say that you guys. Okay, if
We took a bit of time to heal, so you guys probably
Yeah,
didn't stay
I
up
would
there
say
the
that,
whole
like,
time.
you
I
guys were
came down to get
leading,
healed for sure.
yeah,
Okay.
I would prefer it if you guys were not on the top of the dome when the poison and creatures were coming out of the portal.
Well, that's where we were when the poison first came out.
I was okay. I shadow jumped you down to get healed.
Okay. Do you want to be on top? Like, do you
No,
want?
I was just trying to figure out where we were at.
I don't have my CPR certification, so I had to get you down the board.
In my head, you were all off the dome and leaving the area when the poison was exhaled from the portal.
Okay.
That's what I was envisioning. You talk to it. It says stuff in a foreign language. It says more stuff. It's still hopping back and forth.
Is it getting shorter as the?
It's not getting shorter. You can see like the silvery mist is kind of returning to it rather than going back away. Or at least it seems like that. It kind of starts moving to the right, kind of around your group. Like it doesn't have any visible weapons. It isn't making any threatening gestures. It's in motion because it's kind of dancing from foot to foot.
So it's not attacking.
It's not attacking.
Nana will approach.
It kind of jumps back away from you, still dancing from foot to foot.
He'll
Like
hold
it's
up his
hot.
hands like,
It goes like this. Still dancing from foot to foot.
how close can Nana get to it before it actually runs away?
Probably not much closer.
Now,
You're very large compared to it.
I am.
is he like? Is the floor super hot?
No.
For him. It
Oh,
would be.
but it's the black.
Black
stuff.
stone.
He's magic, yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Does
I
it-
wonder where it's going.
He's
He
being
said
slowly
trying to go
absorbed.
around. He's trying to go around this. I wonder where it's going.
Good with that.
I would-
Stand aside and see where he goes.
And then take whatever it's looking for.
Well, maybe it came by accident. I don't know what this. You can't really interact with them.
It is approaching, though.
It's kind of sidling off to like my right here, like almost like it's trying to go around you guys. Like
It's trying to avoid Nana for sure.
It's trying to avoid Nana. It's always facing you guys. It's not making any threatening gestures. It looks like it's trying to get away from the stone that is melting its feet.
Bach moves over to the edge and lets
Okay.
him pass and kind of pulls everyone in. Nana,
How
let
big
it
is
go.
it?
It's about 6 feet tall.
Oh,
It's
never mind.
huge.
And it's a tree.
It's very thin and like spindly.
Does it look like it would have a lot of weight to it?
Did you say pine tree?
Yeah.
Pine trees are pretty light comparative to other trees.
I was wondering if like
Less
if we
dense.
picked it up, it would no longer be burning.
Maybe.
Try to get
It
close
looks
to it.
I think its limbs and torso are thin enough that you could any one of you could easily pick it up.
But he tried to get close. Well, he's
Yeah.
bigger too.
It wouldn't let me get close.
I guess I'll try to approach it in
What
a
if it's because you're
non-threatening
resistant to
way.
magic,
Like-
though?
Maybe.
Like just walking forward, like holding your
I
hands
guess I don't know.
up. It still dances back from foot to foot, but it kind of like backs away from you.
I'll make like a up gesture, like I don't know if it'll understand, but
Anybody wearing a cloak?
I don't understand, so.
well, I'm gonna try and get him off the blackstone so he's not in pain.
Oh, okay.
Is my
Anybody have a cloak?
Sparky says to kill it.
I'm sure you guys could have
Sparky
it.
looks at it.
Sparky
I-
says kill it.
Or a blanket, or
Not saying we can't kill it, but I make a thing of shadow stuff for it to sit on.
like a shadow stuffed platform.
Like a shadow stuffed chair or like a shadow stuffed circle on the
Like a
ground.
platform that's like
Well,
floating
you
above
can
the
speak
ground.
to
a little
animals
bit.
too, or
I can
plants,
do
so we
that.
didn't try that yet.
Try that.
Yeah, can Matt try to like speak to it?
Yeah, you can try.
Then you say Sparky said to kill it?
Sparky did say to kill it.
Doesn't mean you can't talk to it, but Sparky definitely
Just,
says
just
kill
lore. What does lore fall under?
Laura's reason.
I mean, I could try a roll. I've got a 4 in nature.
Sparky
think
says
this is
he's
natural.
not going to talk to this creature for you. It is unnatural and needs to be killed and destroyed.
Yeah, they're out in Florida.
Yeah.
So you make a little shadow platform
Yeah.
between you and it.
No.
Like, where do you put it?
Like I
Underneath
lift
or
it up.
off
I
the-
lift him
Like
off
under
the
its
Blackstone.
feet?
Yeah. And I make as unimposing of a gesture as I can, like kind of like Bor was trying to. I try to help Bor explain what.
Yeah, I guess you could slide it under its feet and the Blackstone wouldn't immediately melt it. Okay. It staggers and, like, stands straight on the... Like, it does the... Like, it's... Because shadow stuff is kind of spongy a little bit, but it presses its feet, kind of...
I'm like, I'll keep regenerating it as
Okay, alright, yeah.
as
If
like
you'll-
the
if
Blackstone eats it away.
If you'll keep the connection open.
If he
okay.
tries to go up the stairs, we're gonna like.
It kind of doesn't know what to do at that point. Like, it looks at you guys like, it doesn't have a mouth.
Because what I'm thinking is that's why that tunnel was blocked, because these people were coming in.
I don't think 30-foot giants would be scared of a 6
No.
foot.
They can't stand on the floor.
Yeah,
without hopping
but
around.
hey, but a 20-foot.
The Giants have a significant advantage based on the terrain.
Meet my Blackstone hammer.
But
Oh,
hang
yeah,
on.
this torch.
But who's to say that 60-foot arm didn't come out of that too?
That's true, yeah, absolutely.
So it stops hopping from foot to foot. It looks at you and it does like a kind of like a courtly bow. If you're making it clear that you're the
Bach
one.
mimics it.
Okay.
So it seems almost intelligent, but just can't speak.
Well, I can speak, we just can't hear it.
He doesn't have a mouth.
He's probably thinking we can't speak either.
And how would it react now? And how would it react at this
We've
point?
only just said good morning.
I think it would gesture, like it would kind of turn and like point to the opening that it came through in the dome, and it would go and like shake its head no.
Like, don't go back.
You could interpret it that way, yes.
I would. It doesn't want to go back.
I know what it's running from then.
Something with a 20-foot arm.
I
Or
guess
a hand at 20-foot arm.
it wouldn't be completely naked. I think it would have like it would have what you could identify as like a sword belt around like where its hips would be. The sword belt would be empty, but I don't think it would wear much more for clothing than that.
Maybe some moss.
Ooh, there you go.
Moss
Mouse
loincloth,
coin.
loincloth or
Moss
something.
loincloth. No moss loincloth.
Moss
I-
beard.
I think it would have like a dusting of like white snow in like the green like pine tree. I don't know,
Needles.
the needle portion of its anatomy.
So is it mock snow or is it actual snow? Because actual snow is probably gone now, right?
Yeah, it would.
Did we watch it melt?
Yes, you watched snow melt off
Okay,
of it.
okay.
Yeah.
Did that also turn into silvery?
Yes.
Cold as
yes.
fuck out there.
Yes, the snow melted into water, dripped on the Blackstone floor, turned into silvery mist, and then returned to the creature and formed more snow.
Ooh, return to the creature. Born
Yeah, I know.
more
This
snow.
whole thing's been returning back to it.
Yeah, but oh fuck, that's interesting.
I'm
It's
I'm excited for the next hour.
Constantly, constantly regenerating itself. At least
You know, I really wanted to take that silver essence.
you did.
Kinda
Looks
intrigued
like we
right
have
now.
a new friend.
Bach gestures.
Like, are you pointing in any particular direction?
No, I'm trying to convey. Where are you
Going.
going?
I think it would kind of point. Yeah, I think it could understand those basic gestures. I think it would point to like the stairways, the stairway leading up out of the city, back out of the place.
Like to our world?
Yeah, like to the way you guys entered this area.
Why not?
Well, for one, Sparky said kill it.
Yeah, I'm starting to trust Sparky less and less.
Yeah, Sparky seems like he's
He's
not
kind
on
of like
the up.
kill everything.
The elementals have one very specific role in the world, and that is to maintain the homeostasis of the natural world, maintain the the functioning ecosystems of the world.
Keep worlds the worlds and worlds.
Yes.
out of-
Sparky's reminds
Well, he's doing a
me-
great job keeping Churuzov away.
See, Sparky's reminds me
somebody's
of like
not
the,
here all the. No,
the Super Mario Brothers movie with the sad star thing.
I didn't see that movie. Was it good? I heard it was good, but it's.
Bach says,
good.
I enjoyed the Super
I
Mario
can
movie.
take him there. Do we go? What do we do?
Why
Well,
don't we
I
just
kinda-
have him tag along with us until we're
Here,
ready to
hold
leave?
this sword.
Well, it'd be about the same as the floor, right? Like,
Yeah, I would have the same effect as the floor.
It hurt him, and he probably would just drop it.
and
Yes.
You can
Here,
just
hold this sword.
Oh, one important thing about the swords. The sword is a solid piece of blackstone. Like most traditional made swords, it's a metal blade with a metal tang,
Yeah.
wood wrapped around it, screwed on, however you make your sword or knife. This is a full solid piece of blackstone
like it was
with
cast.
with leather wrapped around the hilt.
Ooh, nice.
I say we just have the tree dude tag along with us while we're searching around here, and we
that's
could,
kind of my thought. Is like, it doesn't seem threatening.
yeah.
I don't know why he wants to leave, other than just getting away from the.
Well,
Blackstone.
isn't those
Probably,
rooms
yeah.
silver?
Malfurion, how do you feel about this? We know that Sparky's not.
I don't know.
Sparky over there?
So the thing is too, isn't that room the room that it goes into? Isn't that a silver room too?
Wait, what?
I don't think that was the same energy as like or elemental
No,
silver.
but I'm
was it?
saying like it might freaking.
The Blackstone Arch that the silver facility was built around, the silver that touched the Blackstone Arch was corroding and reforming.
Oh, so
And you
it's-
sensed magical energy in the silver walls, but it was more like the magic you guys are familiar with. It wasn't like weird silver essence or cherries
Right.
off essence.
Okay.
I was just like, what is this thing going to do? It gets there and it's like, you know.
We'll deal with that when we get there. We've already avoided one cataclysm today.
So Sparky's pissed. Do I still have Druid magic?
So that's what I'm saying. We got a guy that's supposed to.
If you lost your magic every time Sparky was pissed because you didn't kill something, you could never go into town.
I think Sparky is willing to let this slide, but if it were to become a habit of like allowing unnatural creatures to live and not instantly trying to kill them or whatever, because like from the tactical point, you guys can take this creature. It's outnumbered. It's alien. It should die. But from Sparky's standpoint, it's feasible for you guys to attack it. But like if it were just you and some giant monster, some natural creature, he wouldn't make you kill it. So there's some flexibility in like unnatural creatures have to die. I think he would let this slide if it didn't become a habit.
As long as it's not a detriment to nature.
But oh man, is he talking your ear off?
He's like a squirrel when you're trying to hunt. Fuck off.
Because he's interesting because of like what he's made of like the
It is
silver essence.
intriguing.
Well, he's the first thing that's not just going back, too.
Yeah.
Right, but is that silver the same as the silverly blood from remember the blood?
No, Chirzol's magic's different than the silver magic.
Right, but it had the silver in the blood.
You talking the gray heart stuff?
Yeah, whenever he kills with their followers.
Gray dust? I don't think that's the same.
No, it's not.
Okay.
That's gray, colorless.
Gunmetal.
Material.
Kinda.
I mean, I almost want to follow where it goes.
Oh, the chalices. You're talking about the chalices and their silver shininess, or
No, the followers.
oh, okay.
Blood, you know, the bloodless.
Yeah,
people,
it's just
and-
great.
Yeah, but what about the challenge?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
since you
thinking.
brought it up. I was kidding.
Bach was definitely thinking on that.
Yeah. I think Jeff told you that the chalices are made out of gold, but Chirzov leaches it of the bright golden color
I think that's
because
I think that's.
that
makes
sounds
sense.
familiar.
Yeah.
That seems like something you would have said.
it's something I thought.
My name's Jeff.
Yeah, I guess we'll just keep him around for now because I don't know.
I mean, I say we follow him, see where he goes.
But he's leaving. If we let him.
He literally.
What are we doing here? Like,
If you
I
guys
think
are
we found the thing that's down here.
If you guys
Yeah.
are standing here, he's stepping off the platform and like trying to move down the thoroughfare.
You know
That,
it's
my
working.
goal is to kind of like, I want to like make it so he's not hurting himself.
Okay.
As
so,
he moves
so
forward,
you,
I want
you're
to.
like you have him, and you make your little portal, and he steps on it.
I platform him
Okay,
there. Yeah.
Yeah. If that's the case, he leaves.
I mean, I guess we'll go with him. I don't know if this.
I got my shit ready for sure.
I mean, we can split the party.
I'm very interested with this guy
Same.
because of the silver essence part. No, I don't really necessarily care if he's a tree guy, but
So, if we're gonna follow this to its conclusion, you take him up the steps, take him down the, I don't know, I think it was like a mile or two of tunnel, out into the silvery room. If you remember, that main chamber had 8 Gatling laser cannons. I don't think they ever shot, but they're magical laser cannons. The second he steps into that room, they start firing like crazy
at him.
at him. He does something magical, and this wall of ice appears before him, and he scoots through the next hallway. Now that the ground isn't melting his feet, he's moving at a full sprint. More defenses start activating against him. You guys are ignored. Constructs start popping out of the ground. He manifests an ice sword that starts slicing them to bits. And it's kind of a lot of ice is his thing. Ice walls, ice blades, ice armor appears on his body, and he makes it out of the facility.
I mean, we were with him though.
Yeah, you can follow him the whole way if you want.
So he's not going to like the reactor room.
He's trying to escape this facility now. He is hacking through the silver doors with ice swords and stuff and ice
Well,
blasts.
can we just like let him pass so he doesn't ruin our base?
Well, the silver metal will reform.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you can like open doors, get ahead of him, and open doors.
And
if
just
you
be
want.
like, hey, calm down.
Okay. Like you open doors for him, and he escapes, and he's in the mine now. Doesn't really know what to make of the lift that goes up.
Okay.
I almost want to stab it with its fucking.
But then he manifests, I guess, vines from his arms and starts using them to like lasso things and like slowly work his way up like the shaft of the elevator from the support unit.
Where are you going?
Yeah, I
Can we
like,
just start gesturing at you?
I need to know where he's going.
How do you convey that to him?
Stop! And we like start the lift to follow him, or like be like, we'll go up.
Okay. He stops climbing and jumps down on the lift, and he inspects like the motorized components, and he's like looking around.
Oh, cause is it broke? I forgot.
Oh, it is broke. It is broke.
Come on.
I'm like, oh, okay. I kind of like point to him. And can you pull us up with your vines? Like,
I guess you would take a. Yeah, if I remember right, it was one like cable that busted, and you guys pulled on it.
I
to
show him
stop.
with like fake shadows, like, oh, this is what we gotta do to like get this working. And like, can he do it with his vines?
I think we need to kill this thing.
I have a new familiar.
He lashes vines and branches and grasps this cable and I guess starts hoisting the group of you up to the top of the mine.
I think we just killed the Earth, the world.
Stop. He's a good boy.
I'm alright. Like I'm like dwindling, like ready to just go.
If you kill him now, there goes the fucking elevator.
Just too bad one drop. We can do it again.
Figure something out, right? Oh shit! This is
Fox
gonna go
like
the way I
full
thought
like
it
Charlie Dave, like fucking with the strings. Like we have to know where he's going.
He's probably already survived long past where he was meant to.
Yeah, I just think we
So-
just open up a big fucking
We
can
get
of worms.
Tom-
So I
you get
guess
sucked
I guess
back
you
in.
guys at that point get to the top of the mine shaft and exit the mine, and he kind of looks around. Like he's just got knots for eyes, so I don't think you see any like recognition on his face or anything. But he kind of. Oh, he would just head south towards Agriaros.
was. Is that where he's from?
You're not familiar with any tree humanoids in Agriaros? Agriaros is in Carthank, the southern portion of Carthank.
Isn't that one of the places?
That's the silver forest of the Viath.
Wait, so Silver Forest, so
Yeah.
Silver Essence Forest?
Could
Wait.
Worth investigating.
Let's fucking go, boys!
He kind of
You needed a hook?
he kind of waves at Bach and does a courtly bow and
I'm so confused.
would he be able to fly? Where is Hang on, I have to look at his stats.
Why not just throw some vine wings on there and take off?
Come on, Groot. Let's just stay with us.
That's 6 plus 2. That's 8. No, I don't think he can fly. He wouldn't have that talent. I guess he just starts walking south towards Agriaros. You guys have no way of knowing for sure that's where he's going, but he's heading south.
Can we try and gesture to like for him to come with us instead?
Back, like gesture back down into the mine.
Just add a group member.
All right, we haven't had our mascot yet.
I think he would shake his head. No.
Where's he going? How do we know that's not where we're supposed to go?
I don't know.
This seems like divine intervention time.
I say we need to plug off that tunnel, though, at least.
Isn't it like, dude? Like, did you see it try to destroy the ice cream? The what would Bach mean?
There's a cleaner down there that seems to
Twiggy,
wipe
did you
everything
see
out.
it try to destroy Twiggy? It's fine. We can leave it. It's gonna destroy anything that tries to come down there.
No, it's not. That's if you think about it. With the tunnel blocked, they couldn't get in, and that thing would come through and clean everybody out.
I just want to point out now that you can do mental magic with your blood magic.
What does that mean?
You can try to speak to it telepathically.
Well, I wish I knew that.
No, you just got that talent.
I didn't know I could do that.
When we got up to the top of the elevator, like you had the exclamation point pop up.
Light bulb.
You're
just
attached to the cloud and your updated character stats downloaded.
You just see Bach. Like,
You
like
just
a
learned
proud dad.
pages. You just learned pages.
Oh, well, I guess I'll do that.
Make a health plus blood magic plus life essence. See, I thought to tell you earlier, but then I got absorbed in the sound of my own voice, and then it just went on too long, and I kept feeling like I missed the moment to say, hey, you can do stuff with your mind.
I didn't know that
No.
was the thing.
This is the best outcome for sure.
Well, it got us out of the giant thing, I guess. I don't know.
See, you guys were worried about getting away.
But there's
Like,
more stuff down there. You didn't even investigate the pottery barn.
that's our base. Like, we're good. We're going back.
Jesus. I mean, I'm well over 12 at this point.
You're at 12?
I can still roll another 4.
What is his stats? I was just looking at these. 3 plus 4, 6. It'd probably break even. I'll allow it. Okay, you jump into his head, and it immediately detects your presence. Like, whoa, who are you?
I'm the guy you're leaving right now.
He turns back to look at you. I appreciate. I appreciate your assistance in the. How would they refer to the?
Escape.
Yeah, see, we're learning things, guys. This is what I told you.
Yeah, we're learning we should have killed this motherfucker when we were down there.
I appreciate your help, your group's assistance in the place of Vile Stone, but I'm leaving.
That's fine. Where are you going?
To find Kolar NRL.
To where?
To find Kolar NRL. Everyone make a lore check. Reason plus lore. Cultures, if you have anything in it.
Reason 1. Lore 1.
It's not a super hard check, but
I got a fumble. I got 1 and the 1. There we go. A 5 and a 1.
3.
3.
3.
3. I think 3 is enough. The ruler of Agriaros is called the Silver King. Also his name is Kolar Eneral.
Is that on the Duckus?
That's on Carthank, the continent you guys are in. Do you want to bring up the Carthank map?
I do.
Maybe that's what they're more you come in.
Well,
Actually, you might know this because you said you're from a town on the border of Agriaros and Kuseth, if I remember right.
Burl.
Yeah, Burl. Yeah, so Agriaros is right there next door to Kuseth, between the mountains.
So
Wait,
this whole thing has been going on here. Like,
Yeah,
where
it's
we've
all,
been traveling.
you're all in there.
We're here right now, right?
Yeah, Ragridge.
and he's in just.
I guess he would be heading west through the mountains, not south.
Plus, he was trying to go
If he
around
wants to go around the mountains, yeah.
He doesn't need to go around.
He seems like he could get over the
He
mountain.
can get over the mountains.
So. Have I seen something like this before then?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because we were supposed to kill the motherfucker.
Wait. If he's from there, why would Sparky want him dead?
Ask him if he's from there.
Are you from?
No, I'm seeking asylum with Kolar Eneral. I've never been to your world before.
Where were you from?
Grenaldine.
Ah, duh.
I could have been building or something.
It's cool because I know that name.
I'll even ask now this way. Now that we've went through all this. What are you running from? What are you seeking asylum from?
My queen. I have offended her. I've offended my queen, and I seek asylum here in your world with Koleneral, who is also an exile from Grenaldine.
Are you made of silver essence?
I don't know what that is. I'm made of the gifts of Carolyn Skathos, as all Nell are.
Is all what are?
As all Nell are.
I assume that's what he is, isn't
You could infer that.
I'll try and explain the scenescape of the silver trees and stuff that I saw in the portal. Is that his?
Yeah, he would confirm that that's Grenaldine. Those are the lands of the Lorinel.
Ask him what his name is.
What is your name?
Tuvash.
Okay.
That means nothing.
Does that mean something to you, Kevin?
No. I just want to know the name.
Oh shit. Okay.
Tuash. Well, do I know they're talking?
I think it would be obvious that something is going on between them.
I told you to ask his name.
Yeah.
Ask Tuvash how we can contact him if we need to.
Can we contact you again if we have to?
Why would I appreciate the assistance navigating that place of vile stone, but I do not require the aid of mortals, and I do not feel your assistance was enough to warrant a boon from me. Why would you contact me again?
We were potentially requiring. Maybe we would need your assistance in the future.
Why?
Tell him about yours all. We're trying to save the fucking planet.
I'll give a synopsis of issues I'm having.
I don't have any context for what any of this means.
Bad things are happening. You want to be on this land. It might affect you.
Are
you
you
seem
you
cool.
lords of this land?
Sure.
Always say yes.
Yes, that's why one of us is dressed in rags.
It's not a rich lord.
So, you've been talking with him for a couple minutes now, and like even through mind-to-mind speech, typically people would like lock eyes with each other, and like you're noticing some of the eccentricities of like him. Like his presumably the knots on his face are his eyes. They're not locking with your eyes. They're kind of like aimed in like the general direction, a little bit to like the left or up from your face.
Cross-eyed.
He's not like twitching or shifting his position or anything like a normal living creature would. He's not pausing to think or anything like that. He's just standing completely still, looking kind of off to the left of you as he's conversing with you. Whatever that means. I think you would say something like, I have no desire to become involved in the wars of mortals or this land. I seek asylum with Kolar NRL.
Does Bor relay this?
Yeah, I'll
Fuck.
Cries.
I don't think he cares. I don't think we should have helped him.
Sure, what? Help them? No.
You know what? Nana, throw a fucking Blackstone sword at him. I'm only joking.
Okay.
Don't do that. Do it now.
I think he would say, you have done me a kindness in assisting me in exiting the underground. Perhaps, do you have a map? If you show me where you live, I could perhaps call on you once I become settled in this realm of mortals.
Yeah.
Bach has a spare map.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
You show him Agriaros, the cat. He actually becomes interested in the map. Like he sees that like Agriaros is there, and he kind of, I think he would. I guess you guys would have to show him like where you are on the map in relation to where you are, and maybe you
Show him where he wants to go.
show him where he wants to go and that kind of thing.
That would
I think
make like
he
a
would.
tree leave.
He would become interested in like Agriaros and like the map of Carthage at that point. Perhaps once I become settled, I will call upon you in your domain, your holding, and we can meet as friends. I do not know that I will assist you in your war with this Chirazov creature person, but I can at least return courtesy for courtesy.
Sounds like that's where we're putting these fucking cuffs in. Is this fucking area?
They grow up so fast.
He goes. I think that's probably as good as we're gonna get.
Okay. He heads towards Agriaros. His directioning is a little bit better now that you guys have shown him a map, but he's just going straight over the fucking mountains.
Yeah, that checks out.
All right. Well, there's that.
Okay. Do we want to go back down into the dark?
Yeah, we're gonna check the pottery bar.
The pottery bar. All right.
Just kidding.
The actual location is called the Art Studio. You find your way to what can only be described as some sort of pottery studio. It's not a huge building, and part of it seems to be a residential dwelling for maybe like one giant. Like this is an artist and his studio where he works on stuff, and maybe a little space for him to show his work. The studio portion of it has a huge kiln in it with piles of wood for firing and like coal and that kind of stuff for like getting the kiln going. There's also several giant-sized foot-powered pottery wheels. It looks like the main medium of this pottery studio was black stone. There's some like porcelain statues and a couple of those vases that artists break and then seal back together with gold and stuff. I forget the name of what it's called. But the primary medium is like black stone, not paintings, but like black stone etchings that have been painted over with colors and stuff to give greater imagery than just the flat black of black stone, as well as like little statues and little art pieces.
You can find this guy's tools.
Do you guys want to start like poking around and looking at things?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Let's do reason plus perception plus investigation.
Reason. 3.
I don't think your magic would provide much benefit here because everything is made of black stone.
That's a big fat 2.
2?
We need both of these here.
2?
Yep.
0.
0. Good deal.
5.
5, okay. Alright. So, poking and prodding and looking around, you find a lot of pre-standard art. There's black stone etchings, just like wall panel-sized ones of this city, like a map of the city, like you see hanging on walls sometimes. There's portraits, landscapes, black stone statuettes of warriors, an entire black stone chess set partially painted with silver and gold paint. It's much larger than a normal humanoid-sized one, but it's still you can still obviously recognize it as a chess set. And like I said, there are blackstone etchings, but painted to give additional dimensional depth and striking colors. There's some nudie art, but it's all very tasteful, like naked lady statues and that kind of thing.
She got some.
What do naked lady giants look like?
Naked ladies.
Just big.
They're normal size.
Looks like a naked human lady.
Hideous to Bach.
Looks like she's hanging on to I was gonna say a goblin size.
Some of this stuff would be valuable on its own as art, but the fact that it's made of blackstone only enhances the value. So if you want to take some small stuff that would that you can sell later, that would be a pretty big boost to resources for the group. Okay.
You've convinced Bach.
Yeah.
Let's hand wave it. You find a bunch of art. You later sell it. It's worth 8 resources to the group.
Jesus.
So 8 resources as a group.
You want to just add it to yours,
Yeah,
Steven?
just add it.
So that's 16 then.
That would put you at, that would be 15.
15.
How much is a castle?
You can take it off.
It'd be 8 because or 16 because I just grabbed one with the swords.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still at 3, so whatever. You can keep it. I'll ask if I need some.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that works. So, you find an unfinished piece. It's not hidden, but the large square blackstone slabs, which are easily 6 or 7 feet wide and tall, are sort of shelved below a very large work table with dried out pots of paint and giant sized paintbrushes on it. And they're kind of wrapped up in like black fabric. They're very heavy, but you're able to maneuver them out of their shelf and onto the table to look at. It's 3 blackstone panels etched or carved or shaped however the giants make their blackstone with images. Everything is matte black, the color of blackstone, so you don't get any color, but the first panel seems to depict this city in its infancy, sort of an overhead view. There's the lava river, and it matches your view of what the city looked like before you all descended the stairs. But the river of lava sort of spreads out through the cavern floor, like little molten tributaries. The panel shows 3 figures overlooking this cavern. The middle one is an armor giant, or at least it looks similar to the other armor giants you've seen.
Like the dead one on the bridge or whatever?
Yeah. Its helm pad has what looks like a crown on it. You can't tell what metal or what because it's all matte blackstone, but it's wearing like a crown and it's got armored shoulders and stuff.
And we
There-
didn't see this crown when we were looking.
No, you haven't seen it on any of the corpses. There are 2 figures with it, one on the left and one on the right. You can't make out anything about them. It looks like they're wearing robes. Long flowing garments that kind of obscure like they're anything more than like their general silhouette. If the giant is about 20-ish feet tall, these cloaked figures are about 10 or 12 feet tall. That's the first panel. The second panel is still in the cavern, but now the perspective is on the ground. The giant warrior king guy is there, and there's better detail on his armor. He has a huge cleaver of a sword, like serious Buster Sword level energy, kind of upraised over his head. And looming over him is something monstrously huge coming up out of the lava river. It's humanoid in shape, like it has massive muscled limbs, a face, hands, but the huge bald skull only has one eye. There's no sign of the cloaked figures in this panel. Panel 3. The third panel is now close in on the Giant King. He's kneeling on the ground, his huge sword is jammed into the rock, and he's kneeling before something. It's an irregular depression in the blackstone, like a rift or tear or portal or something. It's hard to tell its dimensions, but it feels like if you feel it, it kind of feels irregular with like tendrils spreading out from a central mass. Below it is what you want to call debris. It's difficult to tell because everything is just matte black, but it feels like chunks or pieces of something.
So it's the portal.
Seems
Feels like it's
possible.
gotta be.
It's gotta be.
And that's that.
Ah, yes, more mysteries.
You said black cloth. Is that made with?
Just feels like fabric of some kind.
I didn't know if it was made with blackstone.
No, it's not
somehow.
blackstone. It's the one thing giants couldn't make: black stone cloth. More searching of the city.
Sure.
Bach, 6 and a 6.
A 6 and a 4.
6 and a 4. Okay. Do you guys want to do a perception check or something to navigate, or?
I can do it. I can do one.
Yeah,
Since
you've been doing well.
Dish.
You got a 6 and a 1.
I just only rolled 2 dice. I don't record it.
Kevin, you want to throw a hero dice in there?
I got 2.
2.
I didn't see shit.
You're walking through the city. You're on the east side of the lava river now, and you come to a huge skull lying on its side in the middle of the plaza. The skull is huge, slightly bigger than Nana is tall. There's a couple of vertebrae attached to the bottom of the skull. It's generally humanoid in design, has a mouth and lower jaw, teeth, nose, hole, etc., but only has one eye socket. The teeth look normal enough, like a giant or humans, and there don't seem to be too many like there are in goblin mouths. Goblins have like upwards of 40 teeth. The upper portions of the skull are white, but streaked with black marks like soot, and the base of the skull is very clearly blackened by fire. You can see the remains of what looks like a mixed pile of like charcoal and charred wood and ash around the base of the skull. It's unclear how it came to be here or what killed it, but it clearly looks like an attempt was made to burn it with no success beyond smudging it with ash.
And the cleaner doesn't get rid of it either.
And this is very clearly not a giant.
Not a giant. Way too big to be a giant.
Wait, you said it had one eye?
One eye.
Just like the painting? Or-
Speak with that.
Is
You
just
can
the skull?
certainly try.
Just the skull.
Skull and
Just the
vertebrae.
skull and a couple of vertebrae at the base.
What's my negative? To,
4,
even though it's not wearing armor?
3.
How about 5?
5. Something just screams and screams and screams in your head. You take 1 psychic damage.
Yeah, you guys see Bach. I'm assuming to mental health points then.
Yes, mental health points.
You guys see Bach like cover his ears and kind of cower. It's impossible. Some type of insane creature. I couldn't commune with it.
Make another exploration check. Oh, well, do you guys want to do anything else to the skull?
I don't think we can.
Yeah, I definitely don't after that.
I don't think there's anything you could find out.
This is literally fucking insane. How many exploding 6s I've gotten? 4.
4? Alright, I'm going to give you a choice. Do you want the armory or the prison?
Nana, do you have any preference?
Is that armor?
Nana likes prison rules. Let's go prison.
Okay.
I was gonna say I.
You find yourselves in the northwest end of the city, across from the lava river. You come to a blocky building. Its sides etched and carved or whatever with armored figures carrying weapons and shields and that sort of thing. It's very fortress-like, with arrow slits in the walls and a very robust-looking, giant-sized front door. The front door is ajar.
It's a jar.
It's not a jar.
Open.
Oh, a jar. Like
A jar.
Open.
Open. The front door is open.
Oh man.
I honestly thought you were making a joke there.
Nope, it just fucking right over my head.
You're
Can I-
using small words.
Can I push it open or do I need to
Yeah, it
myself?
opens easily.
Okay.
Inside. Sorry, lost my spot. On the inside, it's very no, that's not. Inside is what looks like a giant-sized jail. There are completely enclosed cells, each with black stone walls and doors. There's a guard post with a giant-sized desk and chair, both of wood. A large metal gong. Maybe it's iron, maybe it's steel, whatever. But it's a metal gong, and it's got a striking rod next to it. You can hear something hissing, like a rasping, breathing noise. And it's loud. Like it's not like a bear whisper. It's loud.
What does a bear whisper sound like?
Not as loud as this.
It's not bear, it's rest.
You guys hear that?
Can I make out like if it's a large life essence?
I did.
Like a giant.
You don't detect anything alive. Nope, that's wrong. You detect a life essence on the right of one of the cells.
I'll whisper.
Is that where the noise is coming from?
The noise is coming from one of the cells. You're not sure which one. It's pretty loud.
I'll just whisper to the group of like where I sense something.
Go check it out.
I guess.
The first several cells are opened and empty except for dust. The interiors are big enough for giant prisoners, but pretty bare. It's black stone, no bed, just folded sheets or piled sheets, or there's some element of sheet, and a grated hole in one corner acting as a toilet. The doors on the cells are thick black stone hinges, and they look like they're secured by a simple, straightforward, like black stone bolt that latches in place. Each door has a meal slot on it at about the right height for most of you to peer through, as well as a grate up towards the top of the cell where like a giant could look into the cell. So, on your left, the last 4 cells are different, and now if you're approaching these last 4 cells, 2 on the left, 2 on the right, now the breathing noise is quite loud, enough to like be louder than your steps moving around. On your immediate left, you have an empty cell, except the black stone door has been cut apart and reduced to small slabs of black stone.
Ooh.
The interior is barren as the other cells, except for the remains of what look like pieces of black stone chains that have been cut apart. What looks like maybe it was a black stone helmet that was like clawed apart. And then like mittens and boots of black stone that have been clawed apart.
Claw it apart. That's...
Oh, it was indestructible.
Yeah. Yeah, kitty.
Do you guys want to investigate the room a little, like poke around?
Sure.
So, taking in the room, looking at the remains of a helmet, chains, boots, gloves, it looks like someone about Nana's size was put in here and had their head, hands, feet encased in blackstone, and then somehow clawed their way out of the blackstone.
Puberty.
You can't tell me what to do, Dad. Yeah, that's nuts.
On the immediate right, you have another empty cell that's broken. This one isn't cut broken. The door has a hole through it, though, big enough that Nana could like comfortably duck his head a little and step through. The interior of the cell and floor around the cell are covered in dust, of course, but there's also like blackstone dust, like little, not quite invisible pieces of blackstone grit. The hole in the door is irregular, sort of looks like melted wax, like if someone were to take like a piece of wax and like bring a fire to it and push their way through the wax, that kind of melty, runny, irregular hole. That's kind of what this looks like.
Through Blackstone.
Through blackstone.
Excellent.
Huh.
And there's no signs of a chain or mittens or a helmet or gloves in here, like there were in the other cell. So, the last 2 rooms are occupied, and the one on the right is illuminated. Like looking at these last 2 cells, you're not looking in them yet, but there's light emanating from the one on the right. It is white light. And maybe you see a little bit of blue light emanating from the one on the left.
Okay.
Do you have any preference about what you investigate first?
Blue light makes me think of like a silver essence tear.
That dust of the. I'm scoop. As soon as I heard dust, I'm like, yep. Do.
Is it like the same silver? The white light, is it more like the silver?
Nope, just white light.
Well, which one was the life essence coming from?
The left.
So the blue.
The blue light, yeah.
So the blue.
Investigate the one on the left. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the cell on the left, you're peeking through like the meal slot, or like standing up on tippy toes and on shoulders to look through the looky through spot. There is a creature laying on the floor. It's about 12 feet long. It has brown skin that looks more like tough leathery animal hide than even Steven's. It appears to be wearing mittens of solid blackstone, booties of solid blackstone, and a mask of blackstone completely wrapped around its head Like, this isn't something you can take off. This is like something that was sealed right against the neck. And it's also kind of loosely wrapped in black stone chains. The creature is emaciated looking. You can see like its ribs standing out on its chest and like the bones of its limbs. It has sharp black spurs growing out of its elbows and knees. And there's no ring in the floor. The chain isn't attached to anything. It's just kind of loosely wrapped around the creature's body. On the creature's chest, seemingly flush with the skin, is a faintly glowing blue portal, like the one you saw in the dome. It's not very big. It's like here's your sternum. Maybe it's like the size of this creature's sternum. It doesn't appear to be like growing. It's not particular. It's more of an oval. It's not irregular shaped, but it's just sitting there.
It's not pulsing like
It's not pulsing. It's not growing. It's not shrinking. Nana, are you looking in the cell?
Yeah.
Okay. Make an intuition plus resist willpower.
Oh.
It's not a magical effect.
Dad?
I rolled a 4 and a 1.
4 and a 1. Okay. Nana, you need to get this creature out of here. This isn't. It's not mind control. It's not a compulsion. You just know that you need to find a way to free this creature.
Okay. I'll just unlatch the door.
Okay. You need. When I say free it, you need to get it out of this place and free it from the helmet, the chains, the booties, and the gloves. Like,
Okay.
you need to free it. Free it.
That's what I'm gonna start doing. Start opening the door.
Okay.
I yelled, wait!
No, what's going on?
It's hurt.
Okay.
Can we talk to it first? Because how long has it been here?
That's a good question. There is no mechanism to open up the helmet. There's no mechanism to take off the booties. There's no mechanism to take off the gloves. Like, it's all sealed flush against skin.
So you said it was 12 foot.
It's about 12 feet tall, yeah.
Is it a Kalash?
No. No, it's got like black bony spurs coming out of its kneecaps and its elbows. The skin is similar in brown color to that of a Kalash, but
So it's closer in skin color to a Kalash than it is like a giant?
yes.
So you get like player to player, like if it's mind control, like it shouldn't be able to do that through a Blackstone fucking helmet.
Yeah.
It's like it's something more than that.
Yeah, but something like ripped through the other doors.
It's got a portal on its chest. Like, what the fuck is that?
Nana helped Bot help out. Shit, what was his name?
What?
The tree creature. The Nell.
I've forgotten.
Me too.
It's two something, right?
Tuvok.
Tuvash.
Tuvash.
Tuvash. Okay.
I need to remember that.
Nana trusts to be a Tuvash. I trust Nana with whatever this is.
Alright.
What do you need me to do, Nana?
What's in the other cell?
I'm gonna try to smash one of these booties.
Oh,
No effect whatsoever.
yeah.
I mean, it's 12 feet tall, but its limbs are very thin. So, like, it's not a lot of mass for you to lift. Like, Nana could easily, like,
Carry it
over his
out.
shoulder and carry him around.
Okay. let's
What's
do
in the?
that.
I guess we need to look at what's in the.
I mean,
other
I'll take the chains off it since you said they're not tied to
Yeah, they're
anything.
not, like, with some, like, finagling.
Yeah.
You can get the chain
Get
unwrapped
the
from
chain
around it.
and I'll throw it over my shoulders like a fireman would carry.
Yeah.
But the chains are Blackstone too, right?
Yeah.
So okay.
So yeah, we'll be looting those two probably.
That might come in handy though.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
all right. That's all right.
So what's in? I guess we'll look in the other cell then.
Well, is there like a
I don't know.
like a guard's desk that maybe has like a log of prisoners?
There is a guard desk. There was, like, a guard station, but there's
Or a
no,
key.
like, there's no keys. There's no, like, writing written down. There's no, like, notepad or log of prisoners.
Okay.
The Spark, you want to kill this one too.
Sparky doesn't answer any questions about this creature that you ask him.
That's interesting.
And you get a sense from Sparky that he's distracted from what, like, once you visually saw the creature, Sparky was kind of like, normally he's in your head, he can talk back and forth. You felt him kind of not disappear, but like step away from you, like someone like talking to someone in another room.
I'm gonna Stick his
like he's preoccupied.
Yeah.
That's super interesting.
Talking
Wonder
with
if
his
it's cheers
superiors.
off. Cheers off.
Cheers.
It's not a mosquito.
In the cell on the right, where all the white light is coming from, it's nice. Now you guys have a flashlight. You're carrying around a flashlight.
I can see in the dark.
Oh, it would be heavy because of the black stone. You can still carry
I
it.
was gonna say I got strength of 6
Yeah.
and I'm a
You-
giant.
You can
Black
carry it.
helps.
It would be hard to like fight with it on the shoulder, but I think just for like dragging it or carrying it around, you'll be fine. In the cell on the right, where all the white light is coming from, that's definitely where the hissing breath is coming from. Peering through the slot, you can see serpentine coils and scales filling the room. You can see leathery wings pinned against the wall. From the bulk of the creature, it's a dragon. It's dark in color, black. You can't tell how big it is because it's all kind of coiled and smushed in here.
But it's not alive.
Oh, he said it's hissing.
It's hissing.
We leave that alone.
You see a long serpentine neck, a long serpentine tail, crocodilian jaws, long talons and sharp teeth. On the ceiling in the center of the room is what looks like a square of quartz-like material generating the white light. You're not sure how the crystal is attached to the black stone ceiling, but it's there. One reptilian eye squints open in the light, revealing a purple iris and vertical pupil. And it the dragon exhales a long hiss as it fixates on you guys, peering into the cell. But it doesn't react in any way.
I say
else.
let it out. We let everything else out. I say we let it out. We let it go.
I crocodile Dundee that shit. Go back to sleep.
Give me intuition plus perception observation. Bach.
I say we let it
But
out.
it
We
doesn't
let
have a
everything
life
out.
essence to it, so it's not alive then, right?
You didn't detect any life essence from it.
Draco Lich. 5.
In the light, it's hard to tell, but looking at the dragon, you recognize the telltale signs of shadow stuff. At its edges, the black of the it's hard because it's like piled on itself, so there's layers of creature. But like maybe in like the wing membrane, you can kind of see like the semi-translucent, see-through nature of shadow stuff. Whatever this draconic creature is, it is made of shadow stuff. Like in your professional opinion.
I wanted nothing to do with it. Now I'm curious. God damn.
It's not alive. Like, there's no life essence to this.
Well, that checks out too with
Do you want to make a reason plus shadow magic shadows check for me?
reason.
Yes. This is more like analyzing and remembering information rather than actually casting a spell.
Shadows or shadow stuff.
Yes.
Either one.
Use whichever is better.
Really disappointing for the amount of dice I rolled. 5.
5. So, the only native creature to the Shadowlands are shadow wolves. Goblins have a long history of like bonding and being close with various rodents in their native areas of Buckess. But shadow wolves are kind of revered somewhat by goblins because they are a native species to the Shadowlands, and your people have a close bond with the Shadowlands, even though they're not rodents. And they have the innate ability to become completely invisible in bright light and go completely incorporeal in dark light if they wish, which makes them very impressive, and they're kind of like the goblin equivalent of unicorns. They're
Okay.
very magical and very revered. This dragon obviously is not a shadow wolf, but it's definitely, like, it's made of shadow stuff. Its eye is moving around looking at you, so it is alive in some fashion, and it is made of shadow stuff, which is really interesting to you as a shadow mage.
Bach explains some of that stuff
Did we just get a dragon?
to these guys the best he can. So from someone who doesn't understand shadow magic.
Okay.
I got nothing.
What do I feel about this creature being imprisoned?
You know, equating it again to shadow wolves, if this were a shadow wolf, it would upset you. I mean, does Bach have any interest in, like, dragons in general?
I mean,
Does not.
Who doesn't? I
Okay.
mean,
I mean, it's a huge like from an animal rights perspective, you should not put a dragon in a cage, especially one that's like 6 or 7 sizes too small for.
Malfurion, come here. We gotta talk about something. Like, I explained the situation to Malfurion. I asked him to talk to Sparky. Like, how does Sparky feel about this? Is this unnatural? Is this what is this? What?
Can you ask Sparky?
Yep.
He goes, "Oh, what? Huh?"
God damn
He,
it!
he was completely not paying attention to what you were saying. So,
So we reiterated it.
okay. It's an unnatural creature. Kill it.
Oh, of course he does. Thanks, Sparky.
It doesn't belong on Fuck S.
Oh, and like
If it's from
Bach
the
would
shadow.
agree with that even potentially. Like I feel like that's fair, but is there any way I can like send this creature to the Shadow Realm without like fucking us all? Can I just like portal it to a fucking Shadow Realm like with enough?
You don't have the full teleportation ability yet, I don't think.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
You could shadow portal it out of the cell to the hallway.
No,
I just feel like that's gonna be a bad time.
Bach already feels lucky enough.
I say we let it go. We let everything else go.
Bach kind of looks through the bars or however it's set up and says, "I'll be back for you."
It growls immediately in response to your words.
I say you shadow jump
Kind
in.
of growl.
I don't know, a fucking giant dragon growl.
I say you shadow jump your ass in there and see who can save a good path.
I can shadow jump your ass in there.
I don't talk to dragons.
Neither do I. Is there some type of like shadow language?
A shadow language? No, there's not.
Yeah, neither do I. I'm not letting this thing out.
Okay.
I do feel bad for it. I do want to help it eventually, but Bach
I
also
just say we
realizes
let
there's
it
more
out.
at
We
stake
let
here.
everything else out.
What's
Is
that?
there any? Bach also realizes there's more at stake here. Than,
So Sparky says kill this. We let it go. Sparky says he doesn't know what to do with this, so we're letting it go, and then we're leaving it.
Sparky never said anything about the creature that Nana's carrying.
Yeah.
He just let-
we didn't ask it either.
Well, he wasn't available.
he doesn't want to talk about it.
He put
That's
on
what
a
he said.
do not disturb tag.
Yes. Immediately when Malfurion saw that creature, he put on the Do Not Disturb.
But
Fucking
is he
left me on
back
red.
now that he's been contacted through the dragon?
He came back enough to respond about killing the dragon, and then returned to being kind of distant, but still there.
He's like, you ain't gonna fucking listen to me anyway. We're gonna do it.
Test them off.
Uh-huh. And is this basically the entirety of the prison then?
Yeah, this is all. It was like maybe a handful of cells, like 8 or 10 cells.
More like a jail.
Well, yeah, jail would have been a better way to say it.
Armory.
Especially
What
in a
if-
citadel.
What do we do with this guy that Nana's carrying? Where do we take him?
I don't know. I don't even know how you break Blackstone.
Armory. Let's go to the armory. They gotta have. They had to form it somehow.
For the artisan was carving Blackstone somehow.
Yeah, did we see anything from when we were in the artisans' quarter area, whatever you want to call it, like that could be used?
You
to...
saw tools, but nothing that would cut Blackstone. Like there were tools for shaping clay. Let me put it that way, because there are various like styluses and like tools that they can use to like skin off a little bit of clay and that kind of stuff when they're throwing clay. But nothing like it was metal tools. Maybe like a Blackstone like X-Acto knife almost, but like nothing that would cut Blackstone.
Okay.
You want to go tear the place apart and search more?
What about going back to those pits?
That's what I was wondering. I wonder if it's forming something there.
Okay, out of character, this is my thought, is that giant blood reacts with Blackstone somehow.
Yep.
And that's causing them to be able to manipulate it one way or another through some kind of alchemical process.
And animal.
Well, yeah, alchemical
Well, animals
process.
was just to glue stuff together.
Well, I don't know.
You can't put nails through Blackstone. You gotta go put it somewhere now, some way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Because like the corpses of the giants we're finding, like the Blackstone's not different around where their corpses are or anything.
Nope. None of them that you've seen have any obvious signs of injury.
No, I meant the stone where they were laying. But
No,
they
the
didn't have
stone
any
is fine.
injury.
Like I was thinking, like maybe their blood reacting to
Yeah,
Blackstone. Like
yeah,
there's
that's
no
what I was
blood anywhere.
thinking.
There's
Okay,
no
there's no blood or-
abnormalities that you can find to the Blackstone.
Acid would have took care of that a long time ago.
That's true too.
Both the Blackstone on and surrounding the giants and the giants themselves seem void of injuries
Yes.
or imperfections.
I don't know, did we check out the armory? Yeah, how far is the armory away?
I think, yeah, check out the armory for sure, and then I also think if that doesn't yield any results, then yeah, we go back to.
Because they gotta
The
farm the
artisan's
shit somewhere.
quarters, I
So if
like
they
that
go to the
idea.
armory.
Not the artists, is
The
the
bats.
The bats.
Okay, yeah.
Armory. So you pass. You go to the armory. It's got some more barricades than other areas of the city, but it's not super defended with like towers and stuff. It's just a little cul-de-sac. It's a blocky square building. It has the very common architectural theme of giant figures built into the corners as if they're holding the roof up. But the other surfaces on the exterior of the building are covered with like sculpted into shields and like spears and ranks of soldiers, that kind of thing. The whole front of the building kind of looks like a giant, like a phalanx of giants with spears and shields almost. The interior is an armory. Weapons of every type you can imagine, armor of mail, of Blackstone plates, huge bows, barrels of like spear-length arrows, every shape and type of shield you can imagine. It's all made of Blackstone, and it's all sized to be carried or worn by 20-foot tall humanoids. There's enough gear and variety of gear here that you could make like, you could arm yourselves with like Blackstone giant daggers, similar to Steven. There are small blades that could act as like two-handed weapons. There's enough variety among the axes that you could find yourself a hatchet type weapon, or a two-handed axe if you wanted. There's a bunch of slings that are far too large for you, but the sling stones are small enough that like you could fit it in one palm and chuck it, or use it as a cannonball. But those are pretty big.
I was just wondering if there was like every time you see like the old school like movies with castles, they're forming the stuff in the armory. They make the stuff in the armory.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing.
Yeah, is there any foraging tools or anything? That
This
we know
this is more of a like storage
Storage.
place.
Okay.
Oh, what else? Some of the shields are designed to be like buckler sized for giants, so you could use them as extremely heavy, like regular shields. They'd be hard to use because of their weight, but it's possible. You can have a Blackstone sled to go sledding with.
Seems unlikely.
Over across Magic Lake.
Might be able to stand on one and get across the lava, but that might be about it.
Well, you don't know.
I found this ring that seems like a good buckler.
So nothing forming tools.
Nothing, no forming tools. Make one more exploration check, like observation, perception, or sixth sense, something.
Come on, be a good one. Be a good one.
I got a 4 for 6 cents.
Seven.
7? Okay.
I got a 3.
All right. The final area, the one you hadn't explored yet, is the forge.
Duh.
On the west side of the lava river,
Well, you never
Actu-
said that.
actually near to those big, like, not vats, but like, they're supposed to be vats. It's called the curing vats, is what it's called. On the west side of the lava river, near the shore, you find a large open area. It's kind of a large pit-like depression with like sloping sides that you can easily walk down into. That sits adjacent to the river of lava. The area is still covered with blackstone tiles, but these are smaller, and channels have been built into the underlying rock that allow, like, there's a little gate that allows lava to flow into the area. The centerpiece of the area is a huge blackstone anvil ringed by lava. There's a massive forge hammer laying on it. This area appears to be a lava-fueled forge. You find stacks of ingots of like precious metals, steel, iron, all that kind of stuff, copper, bronze, all kinds of metals. There's quenching barrels, though whatever oil or water they once held is completely evaporated and dried out. There's workstations and tables everywhere. There's also black stone molds. Like molds for weapons, molds for tools, like every kind of black stone mold you can imagine, like from the bolts on the prison door to the hinges of a regular residential door, like all kinds of molds.
A whole bunch of nuts.
There's not much that's practical or portable here, but you can see that like giants were as accomplished at metalwork as they are with making things out of blackstone, and you suspect that these blackstone molds are obviously what they make blackstone with. However they get it into the molds, you don't know. But
So you said that there was ingots, but there was no like blackstone ingots.
no, there's no blackstone ingots.
So it almost seems like they're probably using some sort of metal and then adding something to it to make it blackstone, maybe.
Come on, you being a giant, you gotta have some sort of lore.
He's an amnesiac with
Oh.
literally a reason of -1.
Does,
Kind of already pushed the boundaries of his intelligence.
does this forge seem active still in any way?
I do have an idea though.
Only in the sense that there's lava still flowing into the channels, like being used as a
I'd
heat
never
source.
figure that out. I would never think of what I just thought of.
Not a thing. Channel your ancestors.
What does Mike think?
Mike thinks there's something to do with lava and giant blood
I
mixed
think
together.
That's a fair assumption, but
And some white powder.
there's got to be some
Right.
use of the other ingots though too.
Not necessarily. They might have been using that for just jewelry.
Yeah.
Did we find any?
You have found like objects of steel and
Okay, so not
precious
every
metal.
single metal.
Not every
is-
single every single thing in here is made of blackstone. Like when I was describing the chainmail to Nana, like it's a chainmail mesh of blackstone, and then it's secured to an underlying garment of like leather or hide with steel wire or iron wire or whatever. So like they use other metals just as much as they can. They use blackstone.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense that it's
Because
got to
duh,
be the
yeah.
giant blood. Like, why else would we? I found the blood in the baths.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he said there was white powder in there too, so there's gotta be.
That was the animal glue.
Oh.
It was
There's the yellow residue.
yeah. There's
which is
yellow
the
residue
animal,
and
and
there
then
was
the white.
The white.
blood.
The white was partially blood, and the yellow residue was
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I
animal
so
blood.
some kind of alchemical process with lava and giant's blood with something else.
That's gotta be what it is.
Let's try it.
We don't know what that
We
is.
don't know what the other ingredients are.
Is there anything around the forge that would make an assumption that it would be added to giant's blood, like a powder or anything like that?
no powders. No vat.
Would the powders be near the other area? Like
The
where the
blackstone is made. You guys have hit close to it. The components. One of the components of blackstone in its unfired form is giant blood. The other parts would have evaporated or been wiped away by the cleaning
cleaner by now.
by now.
Okay.
That's about all that's in the city.
Okay.
It's a little anticlimactic, but you guys have pretty well explored.
I don't really have the skills and souls. Fuck it, is there anything like, just I don't understand exactly how souls works. Can I just try to like gather the essence of a place and like try to understand more about it potentially?
You could try and reach into the Shadowlands to find like giant souls and like try and get them to communicate something
Yeah,
about this
just
place.
like something,
Yeah.
whether it's
Yeah.
okay.
Could I scrape that powder that's in that vat to see what it is?
The white one? Yeah.
Doesn't
Focus on.
you have blood magic, don't
Yeah.
you? Could he do something? Could you do something with the powder to
Still
see if
don't
you
have
can
enough.
figure out what
What else?
besides just blood is in it?
Yeah,
What
that'd
the
be different
Oh, that's what,
information.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that
kind of what I was thinking. The same with the white powder.
Yeah.
rolled 7 dice,
Okay.
Yeah,
5 sixes,
Ooh.
2 2s, and a 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna reroll my 6s.
Are those blue dice?
God, what the fuck? I rolled another
Four
4 6.
Looks like we're figuring
And
out how
five.
Blackstone's made today.
Yeah.
and another 5.
What the fuck?
It's not bad either.
I rolled 1 more 6. Fuck it, and then 1 and a 3 and a 4. Okay, so 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 for a souls check. Plus whatever burden there is for the Blackstone bullshit.
Bullshit.
Holy shit, though! I only had 7 dice.
I'm also exploding like crazy here. Okay, so yeah, I got 14. Figure out what that other substance is.
I also have a hand on Nana
No.
to help channel these.
The height discrepancy makes that a little weird.
You got
I mean, it'd be like the cat. It'd be like my calf muscle or something.
Lower thigh. Lower thigh, tops.
That's
So
not my
you-
5.
Reach into the Shadowlands and find a giant spirit connected to this place.
Okay.
You drag a faintly glowing spirit fully into this world. It's a humongous giant, over twice as tall as Nana, dressed in a thick leather apron with a huge hammer in one hand that matches the hammer that's currently on the anvil. It's kind of dazed for a moment, and it says, "Who disturbs the rest of Manokar, Forge Master of Ontak?"
Of what?
Ontak.
Hi, I'm Bach and your ancestor Nana. We seek your guidance.
Okay. I don't know how he would like.
How long's he been dead?
Yeah.
What happened here? What?
What happened here?
Yeah, what happened?
How would he phrase it?
Me don't know.
Yeah.
Guy in the back of the head. I don't know.
Me first go down.
That'd be some bad luck. You rolled well, but not that well.
Why should I tell you the secrets of the giants?
Tell Nana.
Nana seeks to know what happened to his people. To know the secrets of his people.
Are you Nana?
I'm the tallest one here.
I guess you would turn to face his. Nana. So young.
But he's a simpleton.
He's got big feelings.
He has a weak mind and a
You
kind
are-
heart.
Speak giant. Speak
He's got
giant. Speak
that,
giant.
that creature on his back. No, it doesn't speak giant.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. You have the creature on your back. First, you must return the Sayavoy to its cell.
What is that?
Yeah.
Means something to me.
Means nothing to me either.
It wouldn't mean anything to your characters. I think he would say. Also ask, are you are caring for this young giant? This group is watching over this young giant.
We
As
are.
best we can.
As he watches over us, yes.
The fluctuations of the portal became too frequent. We were attacked from other realms. Poisons and vapors and emanations came through, striking us down until we had too few warriors to defend against the creatures. And the few warriors and people that were left eventually fell to the other. We tried to block the portal off as best we could, while still remaining able to observe it in case it grew larger and somehow overcame the field of the Blackstone. But eventually, a fell light came through the portal, and that was all I knew, at least. I do not know if my people survived after me, but I was slain by light.
First to go down.
I survived that light. Without a scratch at that.
Yeah.
Bach says it doesn't look good. I'm sorry. It looks like this place is more of a tomb than a city any longer.
He kind of looks around, and I'm sorry to hear that.
What's
We
the
must
say
be-
of
So are
way?
we.
Is that what you asked him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Bach would. Yeah, What
I didn't hear
what Boris
What's
said.
the say of way?
What's dangerous about this Savoy? If Nana felt it calling to him to help it. That's correct, right? Like,
That is
Wait,
what
do you-
that is what
okay,
Nana
okay,
felt.
Okay.
I don't know how it would even be able to reach outside the mask, let alone affect the actions of another. You must put it back in its cell. It is a criminal, a villain among its kind. That is all you need to know.
What's up with the dragon?
Nana, it's probably a good idea to put it back for now. Do you have a name?
Yes, Manokar.
Your ancestor Manokar believes it wise.
It's a criminal of its kind.
It's not communicating with Nana at all. Nana, from within, just knows that he has to. It's
Do
not a compulsion.
something
He has to
about this.
get this creature free,
Shove its ass back.
and it's not a compulsion like the chalice is. This is something from
Inside
Nana saying, "I need to free him."
He's just gonna say no
To
to everybody
okay,
that's telling him to put it
okay,
back.
all right.
There goes us learning how to make Blackstone.
Oh, shit, can't play along.
No, that's solid.
You can still
though.
ask.
Just act like you put it back.
He's not gonna tell me. Like,
You
I'm
can
just a
ask him.
fucking goblin. Like,
I think to Nana he would say, "This creature is a criminal, a monstrous killer. He was entombed and imprisoned for a reason.
what is that reason?
I will not say.
How long? Why is it? How can it live this long with nobody around?
It is long-lived and immortal in a way that we cannot conceive of."
Kevin knows this. But
What?
I said Kevin knows this, but Bach does not.
That's the sucky part about D&D. You know,
Oh, it's so
You
good
have to
though. It's
separate
so
your
good.
character knowledge
As someone
from
who's
player
played in a
knowledge,
previous
yeah.
campaign, it's so fucking good, you guys. Oh.
Nana's just gonna say that it's mean to leave something alone like that for so long.
Not for the crimes it has committed.
Nana disagrees.
As I am dead, I can in no way influence your actions. Shadow Mage, release me.
We need to put doors on this thing.
Rest in peace, and Bach does. Bach did not like that.
You didn't ask him about the dragon.
Dude, we didn't ask him a lot.
I
Well,
said
wait,
ask him
call
about
back
the dragon.
I'm not calling him back.
Do you want to rewind and you guys can ask your questions before?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Ask questions.
How do you make the stone, the blackstone stuff?
I will not reveal the secrets of my people.
What people?
Giants. There must be other giants on Thuggas.
Thukkus is void of giants.
Except for Nana.
Void of giants that know this knowledge.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Well, we think it is, don't we?
There,
That wouldn't be a lie from our perspective, would it?
And would he
you
even
guys know
you're
that there are
telling a
other
lie?
continents with other giants on them.
But because we're not all fuckers, we're just Carthank.
You're just Carthank. There are no giants in Carthank.
Because that would be a truth.
Yeah,
I
we
mean-
say that. There are no giants in Carthank that know how to produce blackstone.
And the giants in other lands?
There are giants in other lands?
Yeah, I guess you can get a good way with that. It's Age of Sail, so
Yeah, I might know that. Would I know that?
I don't know. It's up to you. Do you know that?
No.
Okay. All right.
We haven't really sailed except for one place.
There are no giants anywhere else on Thuckus.
Not to my knowledge.
Then your world is doomed, and nothing I say can change that.
Got one right here.
We got one.
That's why we're here. There's no giants that understand how to create or manage Blackstone.
If there are no giants anymore, it means that this world has no guardians anymore. And the giants, we builders, have nothing to build.
Well, there's giants with this on the thing. They just don't know how to do it, right? We have giants. They just don't know how to do.
That's not true. It's just Carthank that has no giants. They went extinct some time ago.
I thought there was giants. They just didn't know how to.
No, there's other
So,
giants in the Blackstone. So.
This Savoy, it was in one of the prison cells. There's also some type of shadow dragon.
Ah, yes, the Shadow Dragon.
What
He was.
type of creature?
It's a dragon shadow mage.
Dragon shadow mage. What is his crime?
A dragon shadow.
Trespassing and a difference of opinion among my people on how to deal with him. He was cute.
That doesn't seem that bad to me.
Sounds better than the potential
I
war
s-
crime.
that we already went out.
We put him in the cell because we didn't know what to do with him.
And then everybody died.
And then everyone died.
Does he have a name?
No, we were trying to establish communications with someone who could have communicated with a beast of his nature to establish that he could not be here, but we did not want to harm him. And in the meantime, while we were waiting, we put him in the cell so he was not a danger to us or himself.
The city was besieged. Okay.
So about 4 times too small.
Okay. We appreciate your help. Is there any wisdom you'd wish to impart on future generations of this world?
Put the fucking guy back.
What can we do better?
Put the Savoy in its
We're
cell and
definitely
then
gonna put the Savoy in its cell. What else should we do?
bury the cavern as best you can.
Because of the
The portal.
portal. If we knew how to make Blackstone, we could put a cap on it.
Yeah, put doors on it like
We
somebody
could
should.
for sure seal it. The Blackstone cap's been destroyed. Right now, it's a poor, shoddy wolf iron cap that keeps being eaten away by the Blackstone.
Yeah, there's not even a cap left. We dug through it, remember?
And it was pretty easy to get through. 6 mere mortals were able to.
All right, fine. He tells you guys how to make Blackstone.
What?
Yes.
Why not?
We promised to cap this place.
So.
I've answered your question, Shadow Mage. Release me.
Have a good day, sir.
Were we
I was gonna
close?
ask him one more thing.
Yeah. It's so there's the primary component is a white acidic compound. I don't have like specific chemicals or metals, but it's a liquid, like not liquid, but like wet clay compound. That's slightly acidic. You mix it with quite a bit of giant blood to if you want to make anything of size, and then it's basically like clay. You scrape it and shape it, and then you fire it, and then it's cooked. That's why there are all those molds. They press the clay form into the molds, put it into an oven, fire it. I probably should have created a huge furnace area, but I figured like just leaving it next to the lava river would be fine.
It's probably gonna. Checks out.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
That's super cool because even I didn't know that. Fuck, there's one more thing I was gonna ask.
That's why you gotta write shit down.
Yeah, you'd be right. I should. I don't. We appreciate everything you've done. May you rest easy.
That is the idea.
release his spirit. His soul.
Now what?
BRB, you gotta go. You gotta get a shadow dragon out.
You go let the shadow dragon out.
I at least try to talk to it again.
Mhm.
Yes, and say, "Do you want out?"
Well,
It growls in immediate response to your words.
Blueberry.
Kill us.
We want to help you out of this place.
It growls in response to your words.
Again, say a random word and see if it'll grow.
That's a good idea.
Giant's blood.
Huh?
Okay. We come as friends, and I let it out if I can.
Roll initiative.
So,
Whoever goes first, just close the door.
I try to communicate it with it in somehow like in shadow magic form, whatever that might be. If it's a shadow mage, I don't know like what is something it would recognize.
I mean, you could just make
Hand gestures.
tendrils of like you just manifest tendrils of shadow stuff.
I unlock its door in a very extravagant shadow magic way. And wave it out with shadow magic.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't know shadow magic dragons actually just eat shadow mages.
He
so-
said it's a shadow mage dragon.
Yeah, because he ate all the mages.
That's how we got shadow mage powers.
So you unlatch the door, slide the bolt, open the door. The breathing quickens, and you start to hear the rasp of scales sliding over each other, which is basically very whispery because it's made of shadow stuff. And you can hear talons clacking against the stone. It's harder to get a sense of the size of the creature because it is kind of see-through and it's obscuring itself and it's crammed into this room. But as it scoots out, starts to slide out of the door, you can kind of see that you could easily fit in its mouth.
As it's doing its slithery thing, I shadow jump in between its like form, not inside of it, but like
Oh, I'm eating you.
Between coils.
no, yes, like between coils. Like I'm trying to like
show that
impress
you-
it with my shadow magic skills.
You do your little jump and it immediately reacts and like starts to churn its coiled body and like opens its jaws like it's about to strike, but then you just stand there and you're like,
It's me. Like I'm fine if it wants to like if it's like a prowess of. I mean, obviously it's fucking like probably more powerful than me, but like
dragons are smart, but it's still an animal.
okay.
Like it doesn't understand.
See, because so I got and this is my fault for interpreting what a fucking dead giant said, but like I was interpreting like this is a shadow mage that's taking on the form of a dragon.
No, it's a dragon that died, but didn't die all the way.
Yeah,
And-
like kind of like how the bear blood mage.
Yeah, the bear
That's
blood
what
mage
I-
from the.
Yeah,
was
this
getting.
is my fault for trusting a dead giant.
So I think I understood.
I don't know another.
Buck's a fucking idiot though, so
But then again, I got the ajar door thing, so.
Oh, we forgot to say-
So like once it sees you not attacking it, it goes
Yeah.
back to like, and you can see like its shadow stuffed body like compresses, stretches, and it kind of exits the cell and the hallway, and now it's out. And if you follow it, it would kind of turn at you guys, make like a soft like hissing growl noise that dragons make, and then it would leap in the air and try flying up out of the cavern
Like,
More shit we
into-
left off.
into our little base.
into your base.
Okay. So that's gonna get attacked too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alright, well. You let it out, I guess.
Good luck.
is there a way to turn off our defenses like when we want to?
No, there's no switch.
Yeah, all right. Well, good
I mean,
luck.
there is a switch, but
Yeah, it just shoots when you put the switch in.
Yeah, it's on its own now. I did what I could.
Wrong way, stupid, this way.
I also thought it was gonna be like, hey, I'm Jim, dude. Thanks.
I mean, it could probably portal out once it's away from the Blackstone.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry, what did you say?
could probably just portal out as soon as it gets out of the Blackstone.
Yeah. Probably could.
I just say we go back to the portal and see what anything else wants to come out.
That's our lives now, just standing by the portal, beating stuff up.
So like,
The entire giant army couldn't handle it. Let's do this.
You guys haven't encountered the Hungry Mist. You haven't encountered that guy or the Snake King. So there's more encounters we can fight.
Fuck this. Wait, we're just gonna let him go.
so we
Exit that way.
I remembered what we should have asked that giant.
Wait, what'd you say?
I remembered what to ask that giant that we
what
didn't
was it?
ask.
there's something Nana wanted to ask that giant.
How do you break Blackstone?
How do you
Can't.
break Blackstone?
Or how do you unleash take the shackles and stuff off? Obviously something can break it because we found broken pieces.
I think you would see you trying to rescue the creature and it encased in Blackstone and maybe not tell you guys how to break Blackstone.
I mean, he did tell us how to make it, so that's pretty fucking generous in the first place.
Yeah.
Now we just find another dead giant to break it. All right.
We're gonna take a dead giant and we're
Um,
gonna drain his
so-
blood.
We did kind of promise this giant we'd cap this place off.
Nope.
But we don't have
Have
the
this
chemical
chemicals to do so.
substance.
That's true.
I did roll a 14 to know what that substance was, but he kind of probably told us.
Yeah, like I think any translation errors that occurred between him and the giant, like maybe there are different names for the things they use to make it. You guys have the correct formula.
Mr. Alchemy could figure it out.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to like experiment with the right ratios or anything. You know how much and what you need.
We just know how to make Blackstone.
You know.
So does it make sense to cap this place and cap the igloo?
Yeah, that's the first thing.
Well, I
Actually,
meant
just-
the igloo, cap.
Yeah,
the
just
igloo.
cap the igloo. We
That's
can
all
use
I
this
thought.
as a base.
That's where I was at.
This is better than the
It's-
silver one.
Because if we
We
cap
hold
the
up our
igloo,
end and we... Okay, I'm good with that.
because then we still have the entire.
And
city.
chances are we could probably uncap it to throw the chalices in there and then recap
And let
it.
the other worlds worry about it as they come in.
That's fair.
I'm definitely got me bullets though.
Oh, yeah,
we
you-
can literally...
Yeah, we can literally make
Anything
whatever
now.
we want out of Blackstone now.
Yeah.
Except the only problem is we don't necessarily have enough blood.
I want to ask about Cheers-Off. Have you heard
Well,
of
we
the name
know a
before?
guy.
Just cut his head off, drain his blood, heal him again. Cut his head off, drain his blood, heal him again.
There was
think that works
needles. You
that
don't
way.
need to do that. Just transfuse it. It's fine.
Yeah, there was a bunch of needles.
Yeah.
Just keep them fed, give them some orange juice.
Keep a guy with blood magic there on point the entire time.
Kind of like on Blade, when they got him in the plastic. We just got him in the plastic, sucking blood out of him, just keeping him
Guys,
alive.
Nana is our friend.
Now what?
Going on a giant hunt, going to get a big one. I say we get out of here, but we gotta figure out
What's
what
the-
that one dude, huh?
What's the opposite of a giant?
Dwarf.
There are
This
no
world probably a
dwarves.
goblin.
Yeah.
Like, right?
Historically, the tallest rays and the shortest rays.
What are you trying to figure out?
Giants are beings of fire. Goblins are beings of cold.
Well,
No.
That's why
if
we're such good
Blackstone
friends.
is made with giant blood, maybe some other race's blood can break it down.
Might
So
be able to
that's a
make some
high
blood with
acidic
goblin
compound.
blood.
We'd get a high base
Yep.
compound. Mix it with my blood. Oh, dude, I like where this is going.
D&D chemistry.
Can I multi-class into alchemist?
Absolutely.
It's a good thing he shaved his head because he'd be pulling out hair today.
What's the general plan for next time?
Yeah.
But we have still have a dude on it.
Yeah, we got that
shoulders.
guy.
I'm not sure what I do about
Thing.
that.
If figure out how to get the Blackstone off it.
No, I'd really like to devote a lot of time to like planning out what Granny Dusk's reaction is going to be to a giant creature.
Being carried by a giant.
A war criminal giant
Covered
creature
in
out of
Blackstone.
Portugal.
So I think we tried it. Like, do we spend? Well,
I just say
Depend-
we put
so,
him back his ass.
do we
in
think we have the
portal.
resources here to be able to make some Blackstone, or do we have to go to the
We
surface?
gotta,
We
get
gotta
the,
go surface.
the compound, right?
You gotta go.
You do not have the supplies here to make a cap for that.
Okay, that's like that. Almost, I almost want that to be like one of our top priorities.
But is there stone small enough that we could move and put in front of the door?
I mean, The interior of the dome looks like blackstone cubes that were placed in there to kind of fill out the dome space.
Like, can we remove
You-
the
No, you couldn't do that because they've been absorbing energy from the portal.
So they're super fucking heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was.
Could we?
I mean, you could fill up the gap entrance with like suits
Door.
of armor.
Oh yeah, the chainmail and stuff.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
can throw
that's-
that in.
At least just as a temporary stopgap.
Well,
yeah,
that
for
plus
sure.
when we're going down here making shit for the door, we're not getting
Yeah.
gassed. We're not getting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Exactly. That's what I mean. Like you absorb as much of that as we can.
I mean,
And then we
they
got to set
make
up.
most. They made most things out of blackstone, so we could find like.
Is there enough debris or?
Well, if the houses are made of blackstone, right?
Take the doors
You could
off.
pile like
We could pile bricks up and
But I-
stuff,
But he.
yeah,
That might have
sure,
been.
the blackstone is indestructible. How tough is that glue?
right? How good's the mortar?
Well, but like he said though too, if it's absorbing all that stuff that's coming out,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
getting-
it's heavier.
it's
and
all
heavier.
that shit's gonna
But
be heavy.
think about it: if we make it out of bricks,
Big
even a
brick.
giant-sized brick, Nana could probably move one even if it was absorbing energy.
there are enough loose blackstone objects to take and put in front of the entrance.
We do that as we exit the.
Okay.
Even if we did
Yeah,
that,
right, like that makes sense, right?
Yeah,
For
that
makes
perspective,
sense.
okay.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
even if it's a temporary stopgap, like we try to do that to prevent as much magical energies coming out as
And
we
hell, Blackstone's a clay, so we don't even have to move that stuff.
Blackstone's a clay before it's fired.
Right, but all we'd have to do is mush the clay in there and have somebody throw a fireball.
I
at
see
it.
what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Oh,
We
I
could
see.
potentially.
So we don't.
okay.
It doesn't matter what we put in there, how
I
heavy
gotcha.
it gets.
We could almost make
we're
some
just
Blackstone
gonna,
mortar.
Yeah,
yeah, but I'm
pack
just
it
saying
in
once
around
we
the
make it,
edges.
yeah,
Exactly.
if we make it new stuff, it's not as heavy.
Exactly.
As
That's
the
what
old-
I'm saying.
Yeah.
The stuff that we leave there as a stopgap.
We're saying
we
the
just
same thing.
cover it back
Yeah.
up with fresh stuff
All right.
to make an actual cap.
I like
Kevin,
it.
roll 2d6 for me.
Oh, great.
What do you say it's great for?
Because that means
2 and a 4.
Combat encounter.
Because yeah, we put that chainmail like a curtain, so as they try to walk,
Yeah, we
Gotta
could make a
walk.
curtain.
walk through it, it drains them more.
That's not a bad idea. Is make a chainmail curtain so we could still get in there if we needed to.
Yeah.
So we could stash the
Oh.
chalices.
You glow in the dark.
I was wondering what the hell you were doing.
Come on, sixes.
Kyle was one to show me. Kyle has these dice. He's like, hey, just glow in the dark. I'm like, they are? That 2 and 4 with nothing? Okay. I have an aneurysm next session.
What's that?
I have an aneurysm next session.
I know we got to figure out how to kill this giant squid. Or is this something that just came through the portal?
Giant squid.
Oh, yeah, the
oh,
Kraken.
the
I
Kraken.
think it's just underneath. It's
It
the
came from the
guardian.
lava.
Yeah, so far, I'm like, bad. We just kind of.
Bopped it and it went away for a while.
Yeah,
But it
back down,
regrows
yeah.
it.
So, next session, yeah, I mean, so. Yeah, do we.
Well,
So.
We're still gonna deal with yours.
We have the
though,
time to
too.
pile up some stuff to
Yeah.
block. Okay, we do
For now.
that for now. We gotta figure out what to do with this fucking save away.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the immediate thing because it's literally on Nana's shoulders.
Like,
Yeah, but how? Wait a minute. So if he's got a portal on his chest and he's got him on his shoulder, what is that portal doing to him?
The portal has not fluctuated at all. It has not pumped anything out.
Can we put our hand into it?
Do you want to?
No.
Okay.
No.
probably hard to now.
Might as well just do it because Sparky says nothing, so do the opposite of what Sparky says.
And Sparky was very anti-save away, right?
Anti-
he didn't
kill
say
it.
He
anything.
didn't say
Unnatural.
anything.
He hasn't
didn't
said
He didn't
anything.
say anything about it. The dragon he said kill,
Okay. Yeah.
and the tree dude he said
Sparky
kill.
returns from like his do not disturb, and he says you should put that creature back.
No. I don't like keeping any creature in an inhumane situation, but I think for now it might be safest for everyone, including him, if we keep him where he was and we work to figure out how to remove the Blackstone.
How does Nana feel about that thought? Like,
And Bach is like genuinely heartfelt about that.
Because you really think about it, we can't do anything.
Nana,
yeah.
Not to help Bach with everything he wanted to do.
Nana feels like that would be okay. It would be safe here. But Nana prefers to keep it with him.
Hmm.
But he feels like if you guys left him here, he would be fine.
Be safe, but he wants to keep him with him.
Yeah.
I said we locked
Does
him
Nana
up.
relay that to Bach?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Are we
Bach
gonna
kinda
lock
talks
him
to
back
that
in
and
the
says,
cell, or are we gonna leave
even
him
if we just
over?
close the door, like we don't lock him. Okay.
A little food dish in there, some water.
Well,
He's
Well,
not
you can't
eating.
Yeah. So.
You can't eat because that's
Let's
that
find the
whole-
nicest house in this.
Do you want
this
to
place.
assess the Sayaway with any of your magic?
Would it
Like,
do anything?
Divination magic to see what you can tell about it?
I'm sure. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you no.
While we're doing that, Bach is kind of like talking to Nana and says like, I want to bring him with us too, but Bach says he worries about Nana. We're not going to be able to keep Cheerzov at bay while we're carrying around a 12-foot creature that you have to carry around.
You can't fight with.
If we can get rid of Cheerzov, we can come back here and we can do this creature right. We can figure out how to help him the best he can. Maybe defeating Cheerzov is the key to figuring out how to destroy Blackstone and getting this creature free.
11.
11? Okay. So the first thing that happens is you pass out.
Oh, okay.
But it's just for like half a second. Like it's just like whoa. When you come to, like, this Sayavoy is a physical creature, but inside of it is raw chaos essence. Like,
The Saiyan Way is itself is chaos essence?
yeah, like within, like it is a physical creature of this world with like it feels like a living physical creature of the world.
Okay.
But it is pure chaos essence, magical chaos essence. If I remember right, when you guys were talking to Jeff, like, I don't think Vitosh came like fully manifested into the world, but like maybe you got a sense of his presence when you were talking to Jeff.
Vitosh is his elemental, right?
Vitosh is Jeff's elemental.
Okay. Yep.
Vitosh is primarily a fire elemental. That was his kind of vibe. He glassed a whole section of the city, or a section of the continent, at one point to help to try to defeat Shirazov's decanter. If you were just getting a sense of Vitosh, you getting a sense of the Sayavoy, this Sayavoy could just break Vitosh, like destroy,
so pure
like fighting or destroying an elemental like Vitosh will be nothing for this creature with how much magical chaos essence is within it.
Yeah.
This ass
So
is going in the portal.
it's basically a god that is bad.
At least to us it is.
Sorry to get mad at this, but like Kevin to Austin, like it might as well be a god from our perspective.
That's what I was getting.
Not necessarily, but like might as well be.
Yeah.
So like an archangel, basically.
Oh, that's a good way to describe it, I think.
So is that kind of like all I gleaned from that?
Elementals would be more like archangels.
Oh.
Okay.
This would be more like a god.
Damn it. The Eisman was a Savoy, right?
Eisman was a Lacerat.
Fuck. Damn it. I got him mixed up.
Kyle made the same mistake last night. I kept saying like what, because he was actually asking me to describe like the elder races and stuff, and he kept mistaking like Sayavoy for Lacerat.
At least it's not just me.
Yeah.
Jeez, your goddamn
I know.
cosmology.
My cosmology. You don't get a sense of like the creature's mind or anything. This is looking mostly at the biological perspective. This creature is ageless. Like it is a living creature, but it's ageless. Like
Doesn't
you get a sense that it is ancient beyond like numerical value. Like the number would be so large, it would have no meaning.
And it doesn't eat, sleep, or anything.
Yeah, it's in perfect health. You can get that from it.
It can, but it doesn't need to. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's got a mouth it can eat.
So it's in perfect health, so it's not actually like fading away.
It's not dying. Like the physical body is, the Blackstone is, the Blackstone as well as something else is doing something to its mind, deadening it. You're not sure about what the portal is. That appears, it's not
part of it, right? It's
layered against its chest. You're not sure what the origin of the portal is or what it's for, what it does, but it's not a portal the same way the other portal was a portal. Like something is passing through it, but it's not physical, and you don't know what that is.
Okay. It's probably his life essence. That's what keeps him alive. I'm gonna put my sword in it.
No, no, no. It's not in pain. I can
I'm
tell you
just
that much.
wondering, like, how couldn't it just break out of the Blackstone on its own? I mean, Blackstone is still just a mortal creation.
But it's a fucking great mortal creation.
True,
Like that-
but obviously something's powerful enough to break it, and if something on the level of a god isn't powerful enough to break
Yeah, we
it,
forgot to ask that.
So, like, player knowledge, Kevin knowledge.
Is the next thing heading back to Ragridge?
Yeah, I'm good with, like, let's take our
Yeah,
findings back
okay.
to Granny Dawson.
Alright.
What the fuck do we do? Yes.
Let's head back to Ragridge for the next session. I think we can end the recording and we can chit chat.
Oh, I thought it was already ended.
Nope.
Oh.
Alright.
Yeah, we don't need to be.